All right. I had plans to do other things tonight, but I finished up my video production, and Chris is outside building some sort of A-frame structure for laundry. Um, I don't know. She's doing it with hand tools, and she's in the middle of it, sweating and all. So I am leaving her to it and coming in to do an afternoon stream of Star Wars Outlaws instead, because I would rather do this than record another 3 videos. So we're going to hang out for a bit, stream some more Star Wars Outlaws. If I randomly disappear, there is a storm broiling on the southeastern horizon coming in our direction. Probably be here within the next hour, hour and a half. Also, I was having problems with my mainstream internet the past few days. So tonight I'm going to stream on my backup, and we'll see what this is like. This is my old cable connection that I used to use, and it sometimes wigs out. So if we disappear for any reason, it'll be for one of those reasons. And also, yes, Brett, I'm having a great time. Thank you for asking. What's up, Chaz? Anybody else tuning in for the first time tonight? We are live on YouTube and Twitch, multi-streaming in both places. Daily streams happen at 11 a.m. Central, and occasionally in the afternoon I'll do other things. I do have some scheduled stuff in the afternoons. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays from 6 p.m. onwards I do a second stream. Currently occupied by Lord of the Rings Online on Monday nights, World of Warcraft on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and a No Man's Sky stream at 5 a.m. on Monday mornings. Which honestly, this upcoming Sunday morning, not Monday morning, Sunday. The 5 a.m. is on Sunday for No Man's Sky. I might have said Monday. Sorry, it's late. I may not do 2 streams this Sunday. What I might do is just roll from one to the other on Sunday morning. We'll go from No Man's Sky into Star Wars Outlaws. I am feeling better, Saber. I've got some meds. I'm still a little stuffy, but I got these. I took one of these earlier today. So it is. These actually aren't reading glasses. This is paracetamol, and God, my lighting is horrible in here. This is hilarious, guys. I am getting old. I can't read something. I gotta get closer to the light. I don't need my glasses for this. It's tiny little lettering. I'm gonna say it's not my fault. It's chlorophenamine, which I forget what that is in English. But it's an anti-head cold pill. So it's got like a decongestant, a painkiller component, some caffeine, something else. So I took that this morning and I have felt better. It's starting to wear off, so I may take another one. We'll see how it goes tonight. But thank you for asking. I also took a nap, so just being old and blind sucks. It has been, you know, I do this a lot, so I'm in front of a stream all the time. I don't actually need glasses. These are just blue screen glasses, and I have a tiny slight stigmatism that I've had since I was 16. So when I pull long hours, I will wear these just to help with the computer. But when you have a head cold, sinus stuff going on, it could get a little fun because you get the pressure and sometimes you get the blurriness, and it's like, oh man, I'm not 20 anymore. I take naps every day, Saber. Today was a good one. Today was about an hour and a half. So I'm feeling refreshed. I was going to go watch Rings of Power Episode 1 with Chris. Here's something you can use to appease the Pikes and Crimson Dawn, some high-grade information. Both syndicates want this, so hand it over to one of their affiliated merchants. They'll put in good word for you. Oh, I'm going to go to the Crimson Dawn because I might have enough to get me to max faction, and then I can get those outfits, maybe? Anyway, had plans to watch the first episode of Season 2 of Rings of Power with Chris tonight. I've already watched it. I reviewed it this morning. You can go watch the review. But she's like, I'm gonna keep working while there's light. So, all right. Where's the chick I'm looking for? Gunboat Willie says, "How dare you like this game?" Oh, I do ignore them, Gunboat. They still contribute to the clicks and the views, which is the funniest part about it, because I get paid off their rage. But I do hide people from the channel. I curate my audiences as best I can. YouTube and Instagram make it really easy to just hide someone, and they don't know they've been hidden. But none of my followers can see their stuff. I don't have to see their stuff. Also, Instagram does the same thing. You can just easily hide someone from everybody. Like TikTok, it's not that easy. You have to click a button to go to their profile, click another button to do a drop down, which then blocks them. So on TikTok, I kind of just let my TikTok run rampant. I don't curate the comments very well. I will occasionally if they're being super obnoxious and responding to like 10 people with nasty comments, but for the most part, I just let TikTok do its own thing, because I don't really use that as a... I don't connect with people on TikTok. I connect with people here on YouTube. Like, YouTube is my platform along with Twitch. So these two, it used to only be YouTube, and now that we've integrated Twitch, you know, we're doing both. So TikTok just does its thing. And it is the best money I can make. So let's raise a glass to the trolls, everybody. You keep on raging. I'll keep on playing.
I've got nothing at the moment. Come try me later.
How can I turn into her, or do I have to find a broker? I may have to go to the broker. I'm genuinely curious if this will get me to max faction or if I'm going to have to do some more of those missions. I do have some missions in space. I tried them out offline and I got my ass handed to me. One of them had a frigate and like three TIE fighters or something, and yeah, it was not happening.
I could offer you a little more. Exclusive to Crimson Dawn.
Is this gonna push me to max?
Thank you.
I knew you had a good eye.
I want to wait to see how much faction that gave me before I turn to the next one. I don't think that got me to max. I think it'll probably tell me if it's got me to... Oh yeah, that's a long way from max. Never mind. Those are tiny little things that aren't going to give me that much.
I knew you couldn't resist.
Max reputation reached. I just got max rep. Let's back out and let this do its thing, because there may be a message we get. There might not be.
Oh, back so soon?
Now, the question is, do I go back to the lady we were talking to at the beginning?
Do what you will. No skin off my chows.
I may have to look up how to get the armor. I'm not quite sure how to get the armor. Hang on, where were we? We gotta go up the stairs to get out of here. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't need a freelancer right now. Try me
Okay.
later.
Let me go look up how to get this armor, because if I've got max rep, there should be a way for me to get a hold of it. Saberlight says, Ren, that intro to episode 1 of the new season of Ring of Power has me wanting to read the Silmarillion. Well, unfortunately, the Silmarillion is not nearly as thrilling as the show makes it look. It is a slog to read if you've never read the Silmarillion. It's a lot of lineage stuff, like pages upon pages of. It's like the Bible in places. If you've ever read the Bible or been forced to read the Bible, it gets a little deep in that kind of stuff. It's definitely a history book, yeah. That's the best way to look at it, as a history book or an encyclopedia, but more of a history book. Crimson Dawn faction armor. Okay, how do I get this? Are these still looted from chests, I wonder? There might not be any information about this yet. I'm not going to tend to spend a ton of time on it tonight, but I wanted to see.
Should stop by the cantina.
Probably says it's like reading the Dungeon Master's Guide for fun. Well, I don't know how to get this armor, and I don't want to go watch someone's YouTube video right now. Like, seriously. I thought this would be easy, but I can't find any information about where to actually get the armor. Well, I did check the crate earlier. They might have sent me new rewards, Percy, so I'll go check the crate again and see if maybe they've sent me something since then. Because at quick glance, I can't find anything online about how to get it. Where did I put the controller? The Crimson Dawn armor gunboat. Because the vendor didn't have anything to sell. And there's no other vendor here, right? Oh, hang on. What's this? Oh, that's the... Yeah, I can't get in there yet. I don't know why I'm looking at that. That's what I need the key cards for. That's the contract broker. There's the smuggler. Pike Syndicate. Merchant. Treasure Trader. Alright, let's go check the crate back at the ship. If it's not here, I'm not sure where it's at. I don't know how to get it. I just know that I was told that once you get max... Yep, never mind. We just got told. There we go. The full set, everybody. Fuck yeah. Alright. I like that. Hell yeah. So this is the motivation to max a faction out, is you get these faction sets. Now, the unfortunate side is that it's not going to be the look I want for my character, but it's all good. So, Crimson Rain tunic, a black high collar tunic in the elegant Crimson Dawn style. Gain a large amount of adrenaline when performing stealth takedowns. Increase ability to avoid detection. We are at 18 minutes in. We're going to timestamp this for YouTube. This is the Crimson Rain armor set. It's faction armor. Okay, and then we have the Crimson Rain belt, which is a belt with the necessary attachments with decorative Crimson Dawn insignias. Stealth takedowns restore health and increases my grenade carrying capacity. And then the boots are trousers, black pants and elegant Crimson Dawn style, which increases your crouched movement speed and you move more silently. This is the stealth set, which is great because I am primarily playing a stealth character because I'm not that good at the blaster combat. As I get more time in the game, I will get better at it, and I may adjust the settings down for blaster combat to personalize my experience. We'll see if I can't get good. And there's a satchel, which is a Nyx accessory. We're going to take all in clothes, and we are absolutely changing our gear set right now. So we're going to go over to the equipments tab. We're going to go to the loadout. Let's check Nyx's first. I don't think I'm going to switch over from the goggles. I mean, that's a cool breastplate and all, but goggles are way too badass. I don't need cyborg Nyx. Yeah, definitely keeping the goggles. All right, time to change my gear over there. So for a hot little minute, we are not going to be based on looks, everybody. We're going for stats. I worked my butt off to get this armor. Done a lot of grinding. We're definitely going to put these on so that I can get the stat bonuses. All right, now it says here, let's check out 3-3 equipped. Is it the same for all 3 of these? Okay. Enemies caught with a smoke bomb now recharge stun shot. Okay, so I have not learned smoke bomb yet. I have a quest to go get the smoke bomb, but I haven't done it. Maybe I should prioritize that here on the stream as soon as we get this done. Hitting an enemy. So if you hit him with a smoke bomb, it recharges your stun shot. So I think Joe California was in here earlier saying he thought there was something in the game. I think that was him who was saying this. About he thought there were some abilities that could refresh the stun shot. Because we were actually talking about that in the stream today about how we wish the stun shot would recharge more quickly. And this allows us to get an instant recharge on it if you can hit somebody with a smoke bomb. Hitting an enemy with a stun shot resets the cooldown of smoke bomb. But it says it requires good or better reputation with the Crimson Dawn. So I'm assuming if your faction drops, you can't use that one? Huh. In any case, basically you could do a never-ending smoke bomb stun shot if you time it right. Assuming you have enough smoke bombs to do that with. And all 3 of these have the same... Okay. Well, everybody, that is the first of my faction armor sets. Let's get out in the light. The lighting's a little bit better over here. We could check that out. Oh, we could do photo mode, can't we? Hold up. Oh, that might be a good shot right there. All right. No, hang on. What's photo mode? So we got to get something for the screenshot, right? For the thumbnail for YouTube. Where's Nyx? How do I get Nyx in the shot? I need Nyx in the shot. How do I get Nyx up in the shot, everybody? What is this?
What'd you find?
No, that's just the scan.
Claws out next.
I want to get him. I would figure out how to get him up on my shoulder or something. Nyx, come here. Well, if he'll stay put for a second, where's he gonna go? He wants to go in here. I don't want to go in there. The lighting's not good in there, buddy. Oh, damn it. Come here, Nyx. You little spaz. Come on, we need some good lighting, buddy. There's probably no good lighting in here. But here's Nyx. If I could get him in the screenshot, that would be cool. All right, that's to hide the UI. There's not enough light in here for me to get a good shot, though, guys. Gosh darn it. Unless, well, can I change the lighting? Well, that's outside. Showcase, show nix. Lens, aperture. I mean, we could mess with the basically the highlights a little bit. Yeah, that's not going to work the same way that it does in. Bring the exposure up. Shadows down, up a little bit. Man. It's too blurry. I need something different. Now I'm being quirky about the screenshot. What's up, Metro? Here, let's go over here. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. Alright, Nix, get up on the edge of this if you can. Well, even if you can't. Let's do a screenshot here. I don't like her hair in that one. Alright, got some funky hair going on, but that's the costume. I'm gonna dig it. Alright, let's hide this UI element. And I'm just thinking about what the thumbnail is gonna look like. This will probably be the thumbnail right here. Yeah, we gotta get a good pose, everybody. But there we go. That's our Crimson Rain armor set. We're looking kind of fly. It's not the smuggler look, but it's definitely a refined look. I can dig it. All right, we need to go get smoke bombs. It sounds like. Dun, 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 dun. I know we have a quest for him. Smoke bomb. There it is. Smoke bomb compressor. Show on map. Track. Ooh, that's on the other side of like Imperial territory. Gunboat Willie just gifted a membership over on YouTube. Congrats, Primary Mammoth 0999. Thanks, Gunboat. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? Somebody said that if you... I can't do it in town. Gotta wait till we're outside town. Somebody said on the internet, I saw like a TikTok, that if you point your blaster at Nix, he does something funny, and I want to see that tonight.
Hold tight.
We're gonna do that outside of town. I think we go north, yeah? Yeah, we just go north out of town. Alright, here we go. Make sure I understand the route. We're gonna go up, and we're gonna take that left fork, and we're gonna go that way. Up to the Imperial. We don't have to go to the Imperial. We could go catty corner. Woo! Yeah, this is pod racing. We're just up ahead, yeah? Okay, looks like we need to go down and around. And it's somewhere up in here. I would say we're probably going into that cave if I had to guess. Oops. That's a little bit of a rough park job. Ooh, stormtrooper. Time to save. I'm interested to see what this is like now that I got all this new stealth gear. Dude, I hear something creeping. Alright, they say if you point the blaster at Nyx long enough.
Bang, bang.
Alright, that's pretty cute. That was pretty
Good
cute.
job, buddy.
That was pretty cute, not gonna lie. Oh, I can't go in. There's a wind tunnel. Shit. Alright, hold up. I gotta figure this out. I was getting sidetracked, not paying attention. Okay, we're obviously gonna have to find a way up here. Unless it's in there somewhere. No, there's definitely a ledge. Shit, I hear speeder bikes. There's gotta be a way up here. That's definitely like a cliff walkway up here. Some sort of a ledge. Oh, it's already doing some of those things, Belloc. God, that can't be the right way.
Let's get out of here.
So Belloc asked a question over on YouTube. Says, how do you think AI will help gameplay for video games? Will it be dynamic quests, adaptive difficulty? So AI already does adaptive difficulty for a variety of games. Probably the most prominent that I've played would be something like MLB The Show or Madden, if I'm not mistaken. I know MLB The Show has it. I think Madden has it as well. But MLB The Show in particular has a really good dynamic difficulty that's all governed by AI. So it's watching how you play, the way you play, what you're playing, how you're batting, all these different things, and it scales that difficulty according. So AI is already being used in that fashion. Also in fantasy games where we have dynamic scaling, adaptive difficulty, so on and so forth. Dynamic quests it's already doing. We're seeing lots of procedural generation for like background quests. So main quests being handwritten, and background quests largely being generated by AI and then edited by a human. So those are kind of already going in place. I think what some companies are trying to do is also work towards, we're already seeing some of this. We've got AI voiceovers, which can work fairly well. So I think if you think about, if a company could take adaptive AI elements for like narration, voiceovers, mocap, so motion performance. And this is where you get into the risky territory of the actors, right? But this is the interesting part of the conversation. Think about the holodecks in Star Trek, right? The holodecks, they're purely holographic projections. It's just computers at play, right? There's generally, remember I remember in Deep Space Nine, there were people who wrote, their job was, instead of being an author of books, they were an author of holo adventures, right? So the creative element changes from being one of I'm going to be an actor in a show to I'm going to create the shows themselves. But if you could think about perfect AI integration, it's going to look like something like the holo adventures in Star Trek, especially the ones from Deep Space Nine, but also from Star Trek Next Generation. the AI, you'll have a human being who will create like the base story elements, but then the AI is going to come in and fill in all the dots. So you'll create your 12 bullet point thing and say, I need it to be an adventure. It's the cues. You're doing the same thing you're doing with ChatGPT right now, or any generative AI that you're seeing for imagery. You, the human, input the bullet points. I want a dark fantasy adventure set in the Middle Ages with, flying bats that suck your blood and a crazy cult that's trying to take over the world and blah. Like, you put in those points and then the AI fills in all the gaps. And so rather than needing to have, a team of 5,000 contractors to go out there and create all of the assets and the lines of dialogue and blah blah blah. The AI will just take care of all of that. But we are a long, 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 long way away from that. I think right now we're definitely seeing it help towards generative dialogue for quests, for very rudimentary voiceovers. Um, there's Robin Hood Sherwood Builders had a lot of like not great voice acting in it because they were using voice to text AI stuff, and it was noticeably different than a human read line. I appreciated the fact that they had it in the game because I like fully voiced, but there's a huge difference between the human voiced parts and the AI voiced parts. Like, that tech has a long way to go. It's very expensive right now. But yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Will be you'll have individual creators being able to create video games or VR games in the hollow space, and they will just be people who have ideas. You're going to plug those into we're already doing it. Like, I go to ChatGPT, I plug in my 20 different things. ChatGPT spins me out a thing. I look at the thing and I say, that's trash. Do me another iteration. I get the next iteration, trash. Third iteration, okay, this actually looks halfway decent. Let me put this over here. And now I'll take 3 hours and I'll edit that down. And now I have something that's workable. Like, I have a serviceable thing, which I could then, if I wanted to, release to the public. And generative AI with especially if you do any social media. I do a lot of TikTok. And there are tons of they're short snippets, but it's lots of character imagery created with AI, and it's all based on prompts. We've seen the latest tech coming out of Google too, where we're seeing basically an AI person giving a presentation, and it's really hard to tell that it's not a human being. Like, they're actually giving, and so if you think about it this way, that's going to allow certain creators to create TikTok shorts or YouTube shorts, Instagram shorts, short snippets where they put in a dialogue. Let's just say I want to present myself as a public speaker, right? I want to present myself as a public speaker. And so I want to make it as though I've done lots of events, and maybe I haven't. Maybe I'm a completely fictional character. Maybe but the point is I can plug somebody in. I can generate an image with AI, give it a speech that looks like I'm talking to a crowd of people on stage, like I'm giving a keynote, and it's a soundbite, right? I can make a soundbite with VR right now, with AI, sorry. I can make a soundbite that would either look like myself, or I could make it look like, some randomly generated figure. That already exists, and then I can put that on social media, and it looks like I'm giving a keynote at South by Southwest. Obviously you wouldn't want to do that because that's branded, but you could make it look, could be any, random place in the world, on stage somewhere giving a speech presentation, and you could create content all around that and generate revenue off of that. Sell a book with all of that. There's already really interesting ways that you can use AI. So as it gets better, we will notice the difference less and less. Godboat Willie says the issue I have with AI is companies like Activision Blizzard laid off scores of game developers to instead use AI. It will cost jobs. So to play devil's advocate to that, you're not wrong, but I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute. Those people, it's no different than any time we've gone through an evolution of industry at any point in the human history. I always like to go back to the threshing machines of the Industrial Revolution, because this is an area where I actually have a little bit of knowledge because I spent some time working on a project for a client years and years ago. So, but we've seen the pattern repeat. The printing press, electricity, the light bulb, cars. Oh, they're going to replace horses. Yes, they will. Airplanes are going to replace trains. Trains replace cars. You know, like, the evolution of our species means that we're always going to be progressing. And in that process, we shed the antiquated and the old. And whenever those changes happen, it is a difficult time. Because people will lose their jobs, 100%. Now, the people who survive are the ones who figure out how to adapt to the new environment. So if I was a artist right now, or I was a writer, if I was working professionally in the field and I was an artist or a writer or something, I would be training myself and taking courses on how to learn how to use AI so that I can keep my job and so that I can be part of the new wave of people who are using AI to move technology forward, to move the industry forward. It only sucks for the people who refuse to adapt. So, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I realize that this is a very sensitive topic. No one deserves to lose their job, but in the industrial evolution, when the threshing machine came along, what happened was all these workers used to every year they would go to the fields, to the wheat fields. They would cut all the wheat, and then they would manually thrash the wheat. They would take the wheat and you thrash it, and you dislodge the seeds from the stalk. Then you throw the stalk away, and that becomes burnable trash or hay or whatever. But you want the seeds for milling. That was all done by hand. Well, then along comes the steam engine, and that generates industry. And along comes the threshing machine, which is a steam-powered, belt engine run machine that threshes the wheat for you. It can do it 50 times faster than a chain of humans can do it, and it costs much less in the long run, which allows the farmer to create more of a profit and to do things more productively. And in the process of that, you have all of these industry workers who are these people who would come to the fields and work this manual labor job every summer. They lost their jobs. Now, their reaction was, fuck you, farmer, and they went and tried to burn down the farms of the farmers who were using the threshing machines. Or in some cases, they would try to, destroy the threshing machine because fuck you, farmer. I can sit here in 2024 and look back to that and say, without a doubt, the threshing machine was a massive, massive push in technology for the human species, because it was part of the steam revolution, the industrial revolution, which in turn spawned air conditioning and automobiles and airplanes and fan motors of all types, which run my computers, which run my tablets, which run my cell phones, the internet that I use for my day job, all of these things. So every time we see technology changing like that, there will be people who lose their jobs. And it sucks for those people. It does suck. It sucks to be a part of that. However, smart artists and smart writers and smart people in those environments would absolutely be, it would be in their best interests to start learning AI, because it's not going anywhere. It's only going to get better. And the people who learn how to manipulate AI and use AI in their jobs are the ones who keep their jobs and get to go into the next iteration of human evolution. So it's I've adapted. I don't use it every day, but I definitely use AI in a lot of the stuff I do. When we hired the artist who did the covers for our tabletop game, point-and-click adventure game, and book series, the most recent project that we worked on in game dev, The first artist I got did not disclose that he used AI in his pitch to me. I paid the deposit. I got my first round drafts back, and it was instantly obvious that he had used AI. And the images that he had up on his website and portfolio did not show AI images, and he didn't disclose it to me. And I went back and said, "These are AI, and here's the things I can tell you." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I totally use AI as part of my process." And I said, "Well, unfortunately, it's not what I'm looking for. I want my money back." And he was cool. He gave me my money back, and we moved on. The only reason I did that was because he didn't disclose it. I have absolutely used AI aspects because Chris does art, and then she'll pass it off to me, and I can take things that she's done and I can plug it into AI, and we can tweak it, modify it, make it do things that she can't do. My wife is not a great character artist, so we can take backgrounds and things, and then I can plug it into AI, and I can generate some character art to go with that image. 100% fine with doing that. I don't feel the need to go out and pay an additional artist to do something that I can do using AI. Okay, because I've taught myself that skill set. The reason I've taught myself that skill set is because that allows me to do better things with the work that I do. I use ChatGPT to help with generating ideas when it comes to like my YouTube strategy. Like, what would be a good YouTube series around Star Wars: The Old Republic? And it'll spit out like 25 ideas, and I'll look through those, and then I'll take those into Google, and I'll search each one of those, and I'll find the ones that have traffic but not a lot of information, and I'll go, bingo, there's a 5-part YouTube series. And then I go to ChatGPT again, and I say, ChatGPT, give me 5 videos on this topic. And it gives me 5 ideas. And I look at those and go, great, those are the 5 ideas that I'm going to run with to make my next 5 Star Wars: The Republic videos. I then sit down, I take 2 hours or 3 hours or 6 hours or whatever it is, I manually record those videos. But the whole brainstorming process and everything else, I use AI for. In many, many cases. Not every time. I have a system, so I kind of know which guides are going to work. And I don't do guides for every game I play. So I'm way off topic now, guys. You got me talking about AI. AI is funny. Where I do think we do need protections, like the strike that's going on with writers right now, or excuse me, with actors against the video game industry, I totally support. Because if I'm going to use the likeness of an actor or the voice of an actor, they need to be compensated for that. However, if I create a character with AI, then I shouldn't have to pay anybody for that. But if I'm using the likeness of an actor, they 100% deserve compensation for that, even if they weren't the one actually mocapping or voice acting the role. So I think that those protections need to be in place for creatives in that space. But in terms of artists and writers, and I'm a writer, man, I've got 20 million words in print. But I do not think that writing is some protected, sacred thing that, oh my God, we must always write with a chisel on the side of a mountain with a hammer and a chisel because everything else is evil and technology is bad. Nah, fuck that. Like, let's ride that wave. Let's take writing and language to the next level. Let's get in there with the AI. Let's get in there and churn it up a little bit. And let's figure out what's the next iteration of human conversation and communication. Like, I'm all for that. So it sucks for the artists in the industry, but also the industry is shifting. And so if you want to keep your job, you could either be the laborer who rages against the farmer because you built the threshing machine, you motherfucker, or you can learn how to be a threshing machine operator. And then you keep your job and you go on to the next iteration of human evolution. That's the key. Sink or swim. That's it. So that's the devil's advocate side of things. Internet journalism versus newspaper, says Nico. AI will ultimately be a big win, will empower us by reducing soulless manual labor and creative work. Humans will be the it factor. If it works properly, we get to the Star Trek utopia. No shit. If it works properly, we get to that Star Trek utopia. If it goes wrong, we get to the Matrix. And we're all just food for the machines. Just a battery source, man. But in a perfect world, technology works for us, and we get to the point where we no longer need manual labor jobs, and we can all work on creative pursuits like they do in Star Trek, and it's this utopia where money doesn't exist, and everyone just does what they want. You want to be an explorer in space? You want to be a musician? You want to be a painter? You want to be a restaurateur? Like all these things, it's all taken care of, man. It's a utopia, but theoretically. So, I think AI is interesting. It needs oversight. For sure it needs oversight. But it's going to be an interesting place when we finish up with whatever evolution of it we're getting. Can I go in that wind tunnel with my machine? Because I have not found a way up on this rock, man. And it looks like that wind tunnel is like the only way in. And I don't know enough about wind tunnels. I've never tried to go in one. Well, here goes nothing. Maybe I need to boost. That was the trick. Holy shit, I didn't think that would work. Well, I know how to get through wind tunnels now.
Hey. Huh. I wonder where that leads.
We're about to find out where that leads. Fallen mound. There's 2 chests in here. Oh, there's a wind tunnel down there. That only lasts for a minute though, doesn't it? Yep, so it's only gonna stop the winds for a second. Shit, can I save up here? No. Ugh. It's gonna be rough. That one's pulsing. It goes and then stops. So is it gonna push me back here if I miss? Alright, so I have to manage to get around that whole... Oh, I didn't start running. I'm not gonna make it. I made it. Oh shit, there's something.
Alright, distract him, Nix. Good boy. Watch out, Nix. We got company.
Do I care about the company?
What do you see?
Man, I don't know if I should shoot that thing or ignore that
Gotcha.
thing. I still ignore it for now. Hang on, guys. I gotta catch up on chat. There was a bunch of stuff that went through. I gotta refresh it. Sirius says, gotta watch the Mitchell and Webb sketch called Bronze Orientation, which is a Stone Age hunter-gatherers going to the Bronze Age. Yep, Gunboat. The Adobe Creative Suite also uses AI. YouTube uses AI in two ways right now. Like, one is, this just popped up a couple months back. It will now, if you get, like, if I'm watching a game trailer and that game trailer uses licensed music, previously if I wanted to pull that out, I would have to manually just trim that segment out using YouTube's Creative Suite for the studio. You would trim out that segment. In some cases, it would let you mute the track, but not always. Well, the new AI tools let you strip music out, so it erases the music in the background in a different way than muting did before. It technically works okay. Like my Gamescom coverage got hit with like 13. That first video I did, the day one of Gamescom, had like 13 or 14 copyright claims on it. And it took about 2 days to clear them all, but I went through and I think I was able to erase like 11 of them, and I only had to like trim out like 2 segments completely because they had video elements that were associated with them as well. So that helps with that. And then also YouTube has an AI that combs YouTube comments for, you know, bad words, racism, things of that nature. So yes. Yeah, but the shrinking of the workforce, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I don't personally care about the shrinking of the workforce so much as I care about the evolution of the species, if that makes sense. And I realize that that's not a viewpoint that everyone shares. So, in terms of having a functioning society, you obviously need to find things for lots of people to do, to contribute, and all of these things. Now we're going to get into social politics and other stuff, but the workforce doesn't have to shrink. The workforce can learn to adapt. But if people refuse to adapt, that's kind of not the industry's fault. So like the threshing machine, you learn how to use a threshing machine. Now here's these 25 other machines that get built because of the threshing machine, and you now know how to operate all of them because you know how to operate this steam engine. So if you've learned the new skill set, you get to go on and work in the next generation. If you refuse to learn the skill set, then you get left behind and you're no longer part of the workforce. So my view on that has always been sink or swim. Like, evolve or you don't. Like, if you want to be complacent, then there are consequences for that. If you want to learn a new skill set and evolve with the industry, it's hard. It's not easy. Change is never easy. It's the friction thing. Anytime there's friction, we have change, and change always produces new results. You know, I'm not trying to be offensive to anybody, by the way. I'm saying, you know, it's an interesting conversation if you look at human evolution to where we stand today. We always have these moments of going into the next generation of technology, and there are some people who drive that tech and drive that evolution and go with it, and then there's people who get left behind. And that's again, you're not wrong. It's a slippery slope. Dude, I'm laughing because the memberships are randomly granted. And Happy Sanjo just gifted a membership on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. And the person who received it, their tag is literally Ebola. What the hell? Oh no. Gunboat brings up a good point. The way that Adobe went about adding that clause in very sneakily a few months ago was not cool. Um, Fuck Adobe, because they did put a clause in their Creative Suite. I shut down. I've always had a running um, Photoshop and Lightroom subscription, like $10 a month, right? I shut it down. I was like, nah, no thanks. Like, I'm not giving you the rights to use all of my stuff for AI. If I want to use my stuff for AI, I'm totally going to use it, but I'm not going to give you the right to use it. However, what they're trying to do with the tech is impressive. I just don't choose to have my work, because here's the thing. I make money off of my writing. I make money off of my stuff, and therefore I'm a lot more protective of it than other people might be. If I'm just some random person using Photoshop for fun, I don't care about that, because I don't make a living with it. And I'm more than happy to give. Every time I play a video game, by the way, guys, if you don't know this, every video game you play, every single video game you play, you have accepted a terms and conditions to play. You have clicked a button that says, I agree. And sometimes it's 2 or 3 things that you have to click, especially if you're playing live service games. And every video game you've ever played, you have had to agree to a terms of service. And in those terms of service, for every single video game you've ever played, especially in the modern era, you have signed away the rights to your information about how you play that game. Because that data is tracked, bug reports are sent, that data is looked at and analyzed and fed into machines for statistical analysis. That's how profiling works. If you don't know this is how profiling works for bugs. So a game is released, the developers are profiling everybody that's playing. What graphics card are you using? What processor are you using? What console are you on? What controller are you using? What's your internet connection? What's your ISP? All these things are being tracked and recorded and fed back for statistical analysis and bug fixing. No one reads all of those service agreements, Gunboat. That's the interesting thing about those terms of service. Most people don't even think about the fact that your data is already being used in every way imaginable. I don't care about my data for video games being used because it's just data. I don't care if they know my ISP and my hardware specs and all that other stuff. But that's another form of data being used without people thinking about it being used. But yeah, it is a slippery slope. There's a lot of interesting things in that conversation. There's a lot of moving parts. It's a very delicate situation for many people. But as far as creatives go, yeah, I'm a big fan
Watch the
of.
wind. Don't want to get swept away.
You adapt, man. I got kicked out at 15 and a half. I dropped out of high school. I never went to college. I lived on my own. I worked in the tile industry, the ceramic tile and natural stone industry with my family, which I absolutely hated. But I could have either chosen to not evolve and adapt, or I could have, I would never have gotten where I am today without evolving and adapting. So I could have chosen to be like, oh, I didn't go to high school, now I'm not going to have these opportunities. Oh, I didn't go to, I didn't finish high school. I didn't go to college, I don't have all these opportunities. Was it easy? Fuck no. You know how many jobs I've been passed on over, in the course of 20 plus years of freelancing? So many jobs that I didn't get because I don't have a college degree. And that is it's my cross to bear. But you can either choose to let that drag you down, or you find a way to overcome that. And my way of overcoming that was, okay, here I am. It's 2007. You guys got me off at a tangent. I'm so sorry. We'll get back to Star Wars in a minute. It's 2008. I'm 28 years old. I've sold my truck. I've sold my tools. There's no more construction work. What am I going to do? Well, I've always wanted to be a writer. Let's try being a writer. So I wrote some short stories. They sold. I found a website that was building a construction database of how-to articles in Australia. There's 6 months of work. I find a game company that wants me to write game guides. They want game guides written around Lord of the Rings Online and EverQuest 2. I play both of those games. I'm going to hit the apply button. Boom, I've got a job. I'm using my past knowledge to fuel my writing career. I could have just sat there and said, oh, woe is me. I'm no longer working in construction. What am I ever going to do? That's the only thing I know how to do. And instead I said, fuck that shit. How do I become a writer? And you go out and you go, okay, pitch, 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 pitch. Fake it till you make it. You know, suddenly I'm 2 years deep. I've written 10 game guides. I've done 18 websites. I'm making $3,000-$4,000 a month as a writer. You know, I'm living in Bulgaria. Someone wants a travel guide. I could do that. Oh, you want me to do... My favorite that I made a ton of money on was there was a website called Demand Studios, I think is what it was called. And it was absolute shit. I called them McArticles, like McDonald. It was, you're creating internet SEO how-to pieces. This is like I don't know, it was a long time ago, 15, 20 years ago. My name was not on those articles. That's the best part about this. But you would go into Demand Studios and they would have these batches of articles. And what you were trying to do is you're writing for SEO. So your only objective is to pass Copyscape so that Google is not hitting you for having an article that's too much like another one. So you write an article, you run it through Copyscape. If it passes Copyscape, you send it off. If it triggers that it's too similar to another piece, you change those words, you change a couple phrases, you send it out again, it comes back. So your objective is to write as many articles as quickly as you can to make the most amount of money. I started using voice to text because it enabled me to do 3,000 or 4,000 words per hour versus typing by hand where I was maybe doing 1,500 words an hour. So that enabled me to work faster. Then I would look for batches of articles, even if I knew nothing about the topic, because what you're looking for is a batch of like 200 to 300 articles. So my favorite that I have found over the years was how to change a serpentine belt in a car. Now I had grown up on a farm, and so I knew how to change belts and engines and stuff, but I didn't know how to specifically change the serpentine belt in all these different cars. However, the process is very similar throughout most makes and models of car. So I made a template, and I wrote a 350, 500 word article, how-to article on how to change a serpentine belt in like a Ford Taurus or something. Sent that off and then copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and I just went in there and started replacing. Oh, it's a Toyota Camry. Okay, this is how you do. And I'm Googling how to do it on a Toyota Camry and just making sure that I've got all the steps right, and then I'm sending it off. And all these other writers are talking about how, oh, we're only making $9 an hour, $12 an hour. This sucks. And I'm over here putting out like, I'm making $75 an hour, cranking these things through the mill, man. Just fucking going. I did that for 2 years and made really good money, funded my travels, you know. But I wouldn't have gotten there had I not adapted and started using technology, voice to speech. Why would I type? Fuck that. I'm going with this. I'm now more productive. I'm now a better writer. I can do more. So this goes back to the AI thing. If you don't use AI, you're stuck there going, oh, I don't have a job. Oh, I can't make any money. Or you adapt to the tech. You make tech work for you. And now you're able to work within that environment. So, workforce, yes, I understand that discussion. But it is also very important for anyone that wants to remain a vital part of the workforce. You have to adapt and evolve. Like, if you, and I'm going to say something, I don't mean to be offensive when I say this. It's just the way I talk sometimes. I'm very blunt about things. There's a big difference between like a clock puncher and someone who's actually like trying to get ahead in life and wants to like, fuck this 9 to 5. I want to create my own. I want to be a painter. I want to be, you know, Thor from Private Software talks about this a little bit. Don't look at your job. You know, you need to look at your job as a funding source for the thing that you really want to do, and funnel all your energy into the thing you want to do. And when you go to work, you just switch that part of your brain off, and you just do the thing that you have to do to get to where you want to go. And it's a brilliant point of view about that, because it enables anyone to figure a way to adapt. But you have to be willing to adapt. Rant over. Sorry, guys. Sorry, not sorry, hashtag. And along the way, by the way, I had to learn WordPress. I had to learn PHP. No one taught me how to build websites. I taught myself how to build websites. I learned HTML. I learned PHP. I then went on to learn how to use social media. I learned tools like Photoshop. I learned tools like Lightroom. I learned tools like the Unity engine, the Unreal engine. I founded 2 game studios. Like, I did VFX. Like, all of that was because the power of the internet allows you to learn how to do things that help you adapt and work in any environment. But it is up to the individual to want to know how to do those things. 2, 3. Go. Oh, I made it.
Guess we're going down.
Please don't be any wind down here. Wait, where are we now? Where's that thing I need? 72 meters there. Please tell me there's a cave down here.
Where are we?
Oh, it's pointing me back up there for the smoke thing. Where am I going in this one? This one's... I think this is the one that I need to shoot. The question is, where do I go? There's a door. Okay, is there like a... There is no safe spot from that. What about right there in the middle? I bet the middle is safe. Wow, okay, where do we go from here? That corner right there, I bet. I haven't made that journey yet, Dot, where I want to get my smoke bombs. So that's what we're working on right now. Is I'm trying to figure out how to get the smoke bomb west. It's somewhere up in here.
Oh, what is this place?
Yeah, exactly. There is something behind this door. Come on. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it. Alright, there's definitely... That probably lets me get to the other side. Okay. I don't know what that did. It turns a light on across the hall for that door. Oh, do we both have to hold down a lever?
Thanks. Pull that down.
Okay, it's open. Does it stay open? Please stay open. Boot. Overgrown amber stone. That's my first major one. Increase health, gain a large surge of adrenaline when losing a significant amount of health. Okay, that's my first major charm. Very cool. Alright, there's still more stuff in here.
Let's
19
get out
meters
while we
away
still can, next.
is the thing that we need. Please go up. There it is. There's our smoke bomb. Or at least a part of the smoke bomb.
Okay, just what I needed.
Smoke bomb compressor. Okay. Oh, I need to keep following the progression. I need an MG2 power exceeder, which is commonly found in Imperial locations or hidden by smugglers, but can be purchased from armorers. So I wonder if I need to go... I can maybe buy it from an armorer. Oh, that dropped us out here. How convenient. Right outside of this place. And my speeder's just waiting for me.
Ready to go?
Here we go. Wow, that was unimpressive. I hit the rock on the way down. Armorers sell it. There's an armorer in here, right? Which one of these guys is the armorer? They just say merchants. They don't actually say armorers. I wonder if it's the tailor. Yeah, I really don't know who it might be. And probably we're not tracking anything at the moment here. Imperial stations. So I guess I could rob somebody here. Hang on, there's a traveling merchant down here. Let's go see what he's got. MG2 power exceeder. Oh, I could check the town too. Is it the gun icon? Because I remember those are like the pistol dudes. I didn't know if they counted as armorers too. What am I looking for? It's tracking it. Where's it tracking it at? Am I blind? I guess maybe it'll show me. I don't know how to get it to pop back up over here how many pieces I needed.
You want to trade?
Trade? Trade what?
Anything. The Yumi Trade League will make any deal.
Any
If you
deal.
want something, buy it.
Actually,
don't want
not
to
right
sell
now.
anything. I need these for something else. God, I might as well buy all of this.
Over here. I have many deals.
Goodbye.
So, let's go try the gun icon. And hope that that works. We want to track that. Yeah, we're going out and around the corner. I guess technically an armorer is a gunsmith too as well in certain vocabulary settings. There it is, MG2 power exceeder.
Welcome. Take a look around.
I'll do
Willing to
that.
cut a deal to trusted customers.
There it is, right there. We need 2 more. I'm gonna buy all 3. I'm gonna spend all my money, guys. That's what it's there for. We are now broke. Down to 700 credits. But,
See ya.
See you later.
smoke bomb ready to unlock. Booyah. Here we go, everybody. The bomb creates a dense cloud of smoke that will confuse enemies. Very nice. Is this like a grenade? Hang on, we got multiple things we can upgrade here. Maybe not. What am I looking at? New intel. Alright. Why are these guys showing up? Press over and... Can I do it right here? I should quick save. I don't think I can right here because I'm in town. Yeah, okay. But it's the same. It's like a grenade. So we've got a few charges. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. Let's look at the journal. I kind of feel like I want to do some quests, guys. Although, see, I don't know where to get this. A tool capable of destroying rocks is required to open the cave. So I got to figure out what is the tool that I'm going to make. Now, could I choose to... I would have to manage those, and those are all ship missions in space, and I was getting my ass kicked. Here, I know one thing we can do. Let me try to wrap this up, if I can. Track. This is going to require me to go to a station, Renfail station. Well, let's do that, and then we'll do an actual quest. Because this is the last key card I need to get into the vault here. I have max level faction with those, and Joe California had asked a question earlier today if we could get into the back area of the Crimson Dawn if I had max faction, if they still wouldn't care if I was there. We're going to go test that theory here in a minute. But first, we need to go into space, and we need to go to that space station and get the key card that we need. So, let's do that. Let's do it, man.
Okay, here we go.
Do I drink another cup of coffee? I probably shouldn't. It's 6:30. If I do that, I definitely won't sleep like midnight tonight. By the way, thanks everybody for tuning in to the extra stream today. Station over here. I did do a little bit of exploration in this area earlier today. I'm gonna lose some hours up in space here because there's all these wrecks you can explore and there's treasure chests you can find and stuff. So I was just kind of learning that system. This is gonna be a lot of fun as I get better at space combat. But the big thing is I've gotten into some fights and I am woefully like my ship needs so much more stuff.
That's on me.
Like I suck at I need more shields and better lasers. Alright, initiate landing. Totally not a loaded screen, guys. This is no different than Starfield right here. The planetary landing is they've done a really good job with. But this we got these cutscenes all the time with Starfield, and I'm okay with that. I like cutscenes. Nothing wrong with that. All right, Kay, let's go find this key card. New map available. Save game. We are on a new space station, everybody. Probably gonna be quests up here. If I had to guess, we're gonna take a look. I'm after that right over there. Bolt key card. I've got my speeder, ship mechanic. Let's explore this space.
Looking for a ship upgrade?
Nah, I'm good, man. Just says search the area. Convince the stolen cargoes on Tashara. That's a new treasure waypoint. Like some privacy while I loot this place. There's the key card, everybody. Alright, now we go back to Tashara. And we can go get the key card back in the base. What's this terminal?
You weren't there.
Let's manage my contracts. I'm gonna ditch these for the moment. Do I lose rep if I ditch it? Hope not. Yeah. Someone said that you can look at the icons. Okay, so this is where I could, if I wanted to, piss off the Crimson Dawn a little bit. or if I don't get caught. I'm going to take all of these just because I need to work on faction. And side jobs are never a bad thing. Let's make sure there's nothing else in here we need to pick up on. There's another cantina in here, guys. There's a band. Are they playing music? I don't hear anything at the moment. There's a sabacc table. We're not playing sabacc right now, everybody. I wonder if the music is missing. I don't hear any music. I wonder if that's a bug. That's got to be a bug, guys. There's totally audio missing here. The music track's not popping.
I'm never flying on no sleep ever again. This is your fault.
Get it together. We need to figure this out.
We have to deliver the goods by tomorrow morning, or Krista will have our heads.
Let's just retrace our steps. Did we pass anything on the way?
Well, there was the Sligo nest, and I can't remember anything else.
Sligo nest is a start. We'll retrace our steps from there.
Not if I get there first. Ooh, there's a droid unit. Hello.
I have work, if you are capable.
Very cool. All right, so just more contracts.
Okay, goodbye.
There's a new broker available. Oh, so you have to discover the brokers first. All right, well, there's a sabacc table up here if I decide I want to come play some more sabacc. But now we're going back downstairs, back to the planet. While we're going down, let's go to the journal and track. Show on map. Track. I don't trust your ship parts. Well, now I suppose if we want the faction armor from every place, we have to go, like, get our faction out from every place. Uh-oh. It crashed. I know what caused it too. I think I know what caused it. I literally tabbed out to go check something, and for some reason it triggered. I bet that's something to do with the Elgato capture card. I think it also depends, Red Dragon, what graphics setting you're playing on. Because there are different fidelity modes. And I'm playing on performance mode, and it definitely looks downscaled. You know, it looks less quality than the quality mode. But I choose to play it in performance mode because I want that smooth frame rate experience. But you can absolutely turn it on to visual mode, and it looks way better. Totally looks way better. And on PC, you can get anything you want out of it. So like we have it's gonna, my Elgato's gonna freak out here for a second. So this is the favor of quality with 30 frames, and then you could also go the opposite direction and go 100% quality mode, which I believe is 30 frames. So let's put it in quality mode. You should be able to notice quite a bit of a difference. I can see a big difference just on the PS5 visually, but it also takes a hit to performance. And when you're playing long sessions like I do, it does matter. All right, it's gonna load in. No, I'm playing PS5. So this is quality mode, which drops the frames down to, I believe, 30. But it has all the tracing on, all the extra shadows, all the extra everything. Even the ship already looks better to me. I don't know if it carries through on the stream so much. All right, let's go ahead and land. I thought I initiated the landing sequence. There it goes. I may have accidentally backed out of that by accident. Hang on. I thought I initiated landing. How does that work? There we go. Let's go to Maragona City. Look at that Atmo burn. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my god! Star Wars boner! Not politically correct! When you go into quality mode on the PS5, everything definitely looks way more crisp. So I played Starfield when it first came out, and it didn't have any options on the Xbox Series X. It was just 30 frames, everything at max. And it looked beautiful, but it did suffer from some frame issues here and there. And that's no different here. If you want to play with the max settings on the PS5, everything does look much better, but you do play at 30. Now the PS5 does have a 40 frame mode. But one of the things I've noticed that's immediately better is like when you look at her hair and everything, when we do like a screenshot, and the lighting just changed here, so I'll have to go into photo mode. Excuse me, to get the lighting that I want. So let me see if I can do this the way I want. Go into photo mode. And there's a time of day setting in here somewhere. See, I'm gonna have to turn her around if I want the lighting that I want. Anyway, you know, you either choose whether you're playing in performance mode or not. It's up to you. Photo mode. Here, now we can change time of day. Get some different lighting for her face. There we go. Hang on, come back. So, like, I would have to, I got to get the focus just right because the focus is not on her face right now. Hang on. Trying to get the best light possible so that I can show you what I'm looking at. Focal distance. I may be moving in the wrong direction. Yeah, we're moving in the wrong direction, I think. No. Focal distance. There we go. There we go. I had to get the focus right so that we could do a proper headshot. So if you go in here and look, and again, I have to keep changing the focus of this so that you can see the strands pop out and stuff. But this is where you'll see a big difference between like the visual mode, the performance mode, and the quality mode is when you're up close like this. So you could see she's got a clearly broken nose. You can see the freckles on her face. And again, if I go in here and play with it more, you'll be able to get, there's more control, I think, on the PC from the photo mode. But you can do all sorts of fun stuff with the photo mode here. And the game does look very, very, very good. So yes, I don't get the people either who are like, the game looks like shit. No, it doesn't. You just need glasses. So anyway, let's run around a little bit in the 30 frame mode, in quality mode. You know, for those of you who want to see the difference, this is what the space station looks like when you're in quality mode. Now, the reason I choose to play it in performance is because I play long sessions, and it helps my eyes to have a smoother frame rate. Let's check a quest here. That's a sabak thing. Let's do this one. Let's do the trader. No, I get that you don't have any complaints, Red Dragon. I just wanted to show off the difference and talk about it a little bit because I do think it's an important thing to pay attention to. So, like, one of the things you can notice immediately, like in quality mode, is like the sheen. If you look at this sheen right here and on any water surface, and then you go back into performance mode. And that sheen gets way muted. It's a way muted sheen. So it's just, you know, depends on what you're looking for. Because we're constantly in motion, most of the time people aren't really noticing the difference between performance mode. If you stop and take screenshots, you definitely want to have quality mode on the PS5 or the Xbox. Because that's when you're going to get the best, crispest looking textures, everything's going to be maxed out, etc. So I feel like it's a very disingenuous argument when people are out there complaining about the graphics, because they are not, it's a very disingenuous conversation, because they're not looking at it in quality mode. They're looking at things in performance mode, and in performance mode, there are definitely sacrifices being made to the visual fidelity of the game to enhance the frame rate. That's basic, Jesus. It's like basic game dev 101, and that just goes to show you how many people are just ignorant. Not, you know, ignorance is not bad. I don't mean that as an insult. It's just when it comes to the people who are complaining about the visual fidelity, they really don't know what they're talking about. Most of the people, especially the ones who haven't even played the game and they're complaining about the visual fidelity. And also something else to consider, if you haven't played the game and you're basing your opinion off of someone else's screenshot, whatever, understand that there's always a fidelity loss when you take a screenshot of an image and render it out as a JPEG or a PNG or whatever it is that you're going to do. When I record a video, my bit rate determines the quality of the video that you are all watching on your streams. So because I live in the boonies, I stream, Twitch has a maximum of 6,000 KB, 6 megabytes, 6 megs on the upload is what Twitch says. Now, if I only streamed on YouTube, I could go higher. And when I lived in the city and I only streamed on YouTube, I would stream at 10,000, which is full 1920 by 1080 HD. And if you want to stream in 4K, you can stream even higher than that. But when you can stream at a higher quality bit rate, the images come through more crisp, more clean, so that the viewer sees, and especially if you're going to be streaming in 4K. There is a big difference between streaming in 4K on YouTube and streaming on Twitch at 6K. Even if you're in 4K resolution, your upload bitrate is going to keep the quality at a certain level. That's another consideration. People pulling footage from streams, and if there's a dip in the bitrate, the image can render down a little bit more, and that's where you get these people who are like, look at this screenshot, it looks like absolute shit. Man, there are 50 million reasons why that screenshot could look like a piece of shit. It's very disingenuous to use a screenshot as an argument unless we know the context of how that screenshot was taken.
Hey, I want to play some sabak. Ever heard of Caslos? Sorry, friend. My gambling days are behind me.
No, I think they captured the essence of The Empire Strikes Back perfectly.
Take a look. You won't regret it.
Look at these posters. That's so cool. Alright, my target is down below. There's a stairwell over here. Somewhere. I remember there's a stairwell. There it is.
Okay, let's keep an ear out for comlink chatter about Gorak.
Okay, we're listening for a comlink conversation.
Where are you?
That would be her.
If you don't get here quick, I'm just gonna eat without you. I'm starving.
Not the Dawn.
Oh, not who I'm looking for. Alright, let's be methodical about
You
this.
said this jacket was authentic Gundog leather. I know Robuma hide when I smell it.
You should have checked before you bought it.
Hey, some things that would look great on that Mercado.
Hey
I
there.
bet that little guy's already found lots of trinkets. I've got a few things that would fit him, if you're willing to trade.
Okay, these are some things you could trade. I like the shirt. I like both of those holsters.
All right, next time perhaps.
Don't be reckless. What if you get caught? Star racing is illegal in that sector. What am I going to do if you get hurt?
So can I can't go into a screen. I was gonna say it would be really cool if I go into photo mode during conversations like this.
Let's keep looking.
Exactly, say over on Twitch. Can't make how many people make a screenshot of her face of the game in a bad frame. Exactly. Why don't I? Why am I playing on console and not PC when I have a PC that could run it? That's kind of a so. This is my day job. I have two PCs. One is my old PC. Well, I have two gaming laptops. My old gaming laptop is my stream box, which I'm streaming through right now. It's sitting right here on the desk. And over here is the new laptop that I just bought earlier this year, which has a 4080 in it. And then I have a PS5 and a Series X. So I'm a big fan of the most lifespan I can get out of my machines, the best, because I don't have an unlimited budget. And even though this is my equipment and this is how I make a living and this is all a tax write-off, I want to make sure that I get the most life out of things as I possibly can. So I try to distribute the load as evenly as I can between things. I really only try to use the PC for games that are PC exclusive. So as an example, I play World of Warcraft on that machine because it's PC exclusive. Enshrouded currently is PC exclusive. I'll play that there. Um, Dune Awakening, when it comes out next year, is going to launch on the PC. Shit. Don't want to get caught by stormtroopers. So I will play PC exclusives on the PC. But my PC is also I do video editing. Like 85% of my job is video editing. Yes, I stream a few hours per day, but most of my job is recording videos and or cutting videos and or making reviews and game guides and other things to go out on YouTube. That's where I make the bulk of my money. My streaming revenue is growing thanks to everybody who's been tuning in for the daily streams at 11 a.m. on YouTube and Twitch. Our Twitch channel is growing very well. We just crossed 35,000 on YouTube. So all the streaming revenue is going good as our audience grows, which is awesome. And maybe at some point that'll replace. But I still do a lot of video editing. So that's man hours on the machine. The more man hours I put on the machine, the quicker it wears out. So if I want to get 7 years out of a laptop, 8 years out of a laptop, I try to spread the load. So the reason I'm playing this on the PS5 and not the Series X as an example, because the Series X has a much more comfortable controller for me, is because I've already used my Series X a ton over the past 3 years. I just got my PS5 in March of this year, and so I'm finally putting hours on the PS5. So I've done 6 or 8 games on the PS5 this year. I'm going to do this one on the PS5. I'll probably do Space Marine 2 on the PS5. Some things I'll be playing on the Series X, like Avowed, will be, and Indiana Jones. Those will both be Xbox games. Stalker 2 is going to be an Xbox game. Dragon Age: The Veilguard, if I need to check, if I have the option, I'll probably play that on the PS5. Again, distributing the load. Try to get the maximum amount of lifespan out of my Series X PS5 laptop. That's the long answer of why I prefer to game on my consoles anytime I can as opposed to PC. I do not believe in PC Master Race. I play all consoles. I have a subscription to Xbox Game Pass. I have the Ultimate Edition. And then I have a PS Plus subscription. I have a running subscription to both of those places that I get free games every month. And I support those ecosystems because I like those ecosystems. I have a Lord of the Rings Online subscription. I have a World of Warcraft subscription. I have a Filmora subscription through Wondershare. I have a Canva account. I have, there's lots of tools that I use. But that piece, my PCs are my workhorses. So for me, it's not about where am I going to get the best graphics. It's about let's look at the whole picture here. Since I run a business out of this, I like the haptic controls, CA, but I get thumb fatigue on the PS5 controller after about 4 hours of game, 3 to 4 hours of gameplay. I get thumb fatigue. Like right now, my thumb's a little sore because I did about 4 hours of streaming earlier today, and now we're coming up on 6 hours total of streaming today, so I'm starting to feel it in my thumb. And if I do that for if I do 6 or 8 hours a day for like a week, I have to take a day and be like, my poor thumb needs a break. Whereas on the Xbox Series X controller, I can play that thing for 12 hours a day, and I don't get any thumb fatigue at all. And the haptic feedback, this finger's fine, this finger's not. Because I injured this finger last year. I rolled the tendon up and over, and it was fucked up for about 8 months. And so I still have residual pain when I overuse this finger. And so the haptic controls on the PS5 can get a little, after 6 or 8 hours of playing, I get a little, So, but I do like the haptic. It's pretty cool for certain things. All right, we need to eavesdrop some more. No, don't talk to him. That's a main quest. Oh, I'm out of the range, aren't I? Oop, something back in here.
Looking for something?
I wonder if they could be upstairs.
Keep an eye on him, okay? If anything, we're lucky Tislak is so emotional. I mean, think about it. He betrayed Gorak just because he wouldn't cover his trips to some
Here we
casino
go.
cruiser. Just keep him alive. Of course it was Tislak. All right, Nix. Let's steal that comm link.
Can I save? Yes, please. I bet I could just have Nick steal it. What am I doing? I'm all thinking about pickpocketing, and I'm like playing other games, and I'm like, let's go pickpocket her. And I'm like, no, I just need Nix to do it. Jesus.
Waka, can you trace a comlink signal for me? I sent you the frequency.
I'm a little busy, but fine.
Are we going back to Renfail Station?
Looks like the last communication came from Renfail Station near Toshal.
Huh. Guess I'm going to Rampali.
Yep.
Can't you just let the Trailblazer rest? She's been through a lot.
It's a ship. Relax.
You there? With the cute little merc.
All right, back to the station we go. Can I fast travel to the station since I've already been there, I wonder? Okay. Oh, I totally could, except for some reason, it won't let me do it at the moment. I wonder why. But it does have a fast travel option. I wonder if I have to be in space to use it. Or maybe just this quest doesn't want to let me... It might be locked for a specific reason. Check it again. I'll probably just go straight here. Show on the map. Yeah, it's locked for some odd reason.
Let's get out of here.
Let's skedaddle. Shakana says, hey Ren, caught a couple of your bids, still enjoying. Looks like a fun game from what I've seen. It is a great game. Apologize if I was delayed in getting back to that. That was before the Asmongold discussion, when I just saw the comment. Well, the finger thing was, by the way, that was a machete related. I was outside cutting grass with a machete, and I'm not used to using a machete, and so I was cutting, and the motion of the machete is, when you're slicing grass, is like side to side. And when I did this, if you can imagine like a flicking motion, right? You're cutting, you're flicking, and the tip of the machete went too deep and hit the dirt. And it just, it like backfired in my hand, and it went pop, and I immediately went, ah! And that was so painful. I couldn't open like a can of tuna for like 6 months with this finger, and trying to work, I had to learn how to use my middle finger for the mouse because I couldn't even click the mouse button for like 6 months. It was horrible. I don't recommend that to anybody. But it was a freak accident. Just doing yard work, you know. You get older, shit happens. Hey, I've had so many injuries over the years. We were talking war wounds one night about a year ago. I mean, I grew up on a farm and I worked construction for 20 some years. Like, there have been lots of little things that have happened, you know, that are painful but not life-threatening. And my wife jokes that I'm always in a hurry, and so I often suffer from accidents that are related to being in a hurry. Like I broke my nose a couple years back just because I was in a hurry and I was coming out of the balcony in our place in the city and turned really quick, and because I was rushing and smacked my nose on the corner of the wall, you know, right out like just like the corner, and it just went crack, and I had to go to the emergency room, you know, at like 9 o'clock at night. Just little things that it's just stupidity. And about a week ago, I went to go pour the kettle of hot water into the French press, and it was like the last dregs of the water that was in there, and I didn't have the lid on tight enough, and I went to go pour it, and the lid came off, and I got steam all over my hand. It was like, no, did I just burn my hand? And it was like, thankfully I didn't burn anything. I was just tender for a day or two. Like, stuff happens, you know? You roll with it. I think my worst was in recent years, about 5 years ago, dealing with a really old water heater that was like 30 years old with a gas-powered boiler and pilot. And the pilot we kept having issues with the pilot. The landlady replaced it like 3 or 4 times. And I was going in there to just do some of my own maintenance, and I had a complete brain fart. I went and we like scrubbed it with a wire brush, and everything's turned off, right? But scrubbed it with a wire brush, did all this stuff, um, and I blew into it, and it couldn't get all the stuff. So I went and this is stupidity. Don't ever do this, kids. And this was me being stupid. And I even grew up with this stuff, and I didn't even think about it. I blew compressed air in there. What's up? Oh, I hope he doesn't get sick. Frodo just ate a giant butterfly worm, like a green worm. Caterpillar, that's the word, caterpillar. Anyway, I sprayed compressed air in there and didn't let it... I didn't wait long enough. I went back like a couple minutes later, and I went to go light that pilot light, and I got a face full of compressed air that is highly flammable. My hand was inside the boiler, and I got hit. It like singed my mustache and like the temples of my hair, and like I roasted my hand. Like I had burn blisters. I like what is it? What is the? It's second and third, not first. First is like the really bad ones, right? I had like second and third burns, third-degree burns across all 4 of my fingers from like this knuckle to this knuckle, all the way down, because it was right there. And you know, that was totally my fault. Everything else has always been like freak accidents, but that one, I totally have to take credit for that, because you're not supposed to use fire with compressed air, which is why it's always important to turn off your electronics, kids, before you use compressed air on your laptops or anything else, because a single spark, it'll get you.
Maybe the bartender knows something.
Yep. Why? Huh? Chris is being nosy. She doesn't want to get on camera.
Let's hear it.
Did you finish your project?
Yes.
This might be a good place to
Huh?
hide from an underboss.
Why? Es mejor así. Y más bajo. Tú quieres usar dentro de la casa. Mm. So, my wife is having a. Do you want to come over here and show your face as you laugh with chagrin? She's building. She's doing a DIY project. She's wanting to build like a clothes hanger type thing out of wood, and so she's trying to build an A-frame thing, and it's her first time ever doing carpentry, and I'm just staying out of the way. And she built the base too wide to get through the door into the. I love you. I'm totally gonna laugh. She's laughing. Come here. Show them that you're laughing and that I'm not mocking you. Come here. Show your face. This is fair. Everybody's gonna think I'm. Yes. Yes. I have. That has happened to me. I bought. What did we buy that we couldn't get in here? Oh no, we didn't buy it. I got all gung ho to buy a standing desk. This is why I built my own. And then I'm looking at the dimensions, and thankfully I looked before I bought because I was ready to hit the purchase button. And then we're discussing it one night, and all of a sudden, as we're like looking at the desks I want to buy on Amazon, I'm like, oh, wait a second. I bet none of these desks are going to fit through the doorway into that office that we want to remodel because it's in the middle of a hallway that's very narrow. And sure enough, I went and stuck the tape measure, and I was like, I am so glad I didn't just spend like 500 bucks on a desk because I was not thinking about the leg height and width to get through the doorway. Hang on, guys. That was the breaker just got tripped for some reason. Don't let him do that. Hopefully I didn't kill my stream. I don't know why the breaker just flipped. I know it killed the PlayStation. Hang on, guys. For some odd reason, one of my surge protectors just went out. Well, let's get the stream back up, or let's just get this going. I don't think it messed up the stream, right, guys? We're still streaming. I'm looking at everything, still looks good. Baby, you need to take him out. He's got the zoomies. You let her in the room? Okay. It's done it twice today, so I need to figure out what is going on because something has tripped the breaker, or we're having brownout issues with the electricity again. I just keep pushing the limits. I do. Okay. Bum-ba-dum-bum. Oh, I'm genuinely curious what I've got plugged into this surge protector that's caused it. It's done it twice today, and both times it's been when I've been playing the PS5, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with the Elgato capture card. We may be running hot on a couple of things. All right. Back to it, everybody. What's up, Pippin? You're in here too? You going up in your box? Come on. Get up in your box, honey. Oh no, I don't have any issues with the save save stuff happy. That didn't apply to me. Yeah, who knows? We moved everything around the other night, and I've had issues since we moved everything around. So it could be that something's not connected tight enough. That could legitimately be the case. Because we did move. We brought the standing desk down. We moved it out, and then we pushed everything over here and moved stuff around. Everything's still plugged into the same ports and everything, but I've had it twice today. It's the second time it's tripped the surge protector. And what it's turning off is this monitor flips off. This monitor is doing something that's flipping the breaker on the surge protector. And it only ever does it when I'm running the Elgato card. So it's definitely something with, when I'm capturing something with the Elgato card, there's an overdraw. I don't know what it is. I'll have to troubleshoot. There may be something that I need to update. Who knows?
All kinds of cargo.
Hang on, did I miss? Guess it's up, maybe, or down.
Good to know you're still alive. Valve maintenance.
Okay, we got a stash here. Data pad. Collecting my Briar pistol and leaving tonight. Is that gonna be a cosmetic for a pistol, maybe? Didn't update anything. Oh, there's the person I need right over there. Quadadium plus 30. I hear Smeagol crying outside in the kitchen. Take a soft hand approach to the pike informant. We don't know what Garrick is in business with.
Tislak Shar. I found a little hollow of you talking to Thornton. You're planning to take down Gorak.
What? Who are you? How did you find me?
I guess I'm pretty good at sniffing out traitors.
No, you do not understand. He does not deserve the power of the pikes. He could be pulling double, triple the profit, but he does not listen to reason.
He doesn't listen to reason? Or he wouldn't pay for your trips to that casino cruiser?
It was a business opportunity.
I'm sure it was.
You can tell me about it on the way back to Maragana.
Wait, whatever he's paying you, I can pay double. Crimson Dawn has more than enough credits.
Am I gonna lose faction with the Crimson Dawn by doing this? I have max faction with them. I'm already maxed with Crimson Dawn. Let's take him in. See if it messes up my faction.
I'm finishing the job I was hired for. So, start walking.
Help! She's got a blaster!
Hang on. Hit the wrong button.
Okay, still alive.
All right, buddy. Now what? Talk to him again.
Don't call anyone else. We can do this nice and easy, okay?
Yeah. You know, my My plan was more than some trip to the casino. I had an entire operation ready, from fixing Sabak games to wait.
Alright, so he theoretically had a plan.
You think you're the first person to dream about beating the house?
You would not understand the intricacies of what I had planned.
Mm-hmm, I'm sure.
I wonder if I can use the fast. No, I have to escort him. I can't use. He's gonna get shot. Somebody's gonna take him out on our way back to the ship.
Need something for your ship?
Maybe not. All right, we're here. Go in
All right,
here.
don't make yourself too comfortable.
I will not.
We're locking him in. Now, out of sheer curiosity, can I travel? Can I fast travel back? No. Nope. So it's definitely, I gotta figure out how the fast travel lock works, because sometimes you can use it, but I'm not in like a dangerous area, so I'm wondering why it won't let me.
Dispatch is under our protection.
Not anymore.
Oh, we're getting attacked.
Trailblazer's been hit!
Yes!
Oh crap! Oh no, I'm stuck.
They got
I'm
us.
stuck. Hang on, that was unexpected.
Shields back up.
You know, I may have to speed up the sensitivity of this aim,
We're taking fire!
because this is way slow.
They won't be giving us any more trouble. I hope
Hang on.
you're ready to go see Laura.
Let me check if I can crank up the settings for the aim, because I could on the actual vibration. Aha! Yeah, I want to crank that up. How does this work? Manual aim, definitely want to use that on. Hold. Yeah, I like that. Let's bring that all the way up and see how I like that.
Can't hear me.
It still doesn't feel very fast. It still feels very sluggish. I wonder if it's based on my ship. Back to the planet. Bam!
You do not have to do this. You can still change your mind.
Take it up with Gorak.
Wonder how close you have to get to trigger. It's like 1 kilometer or something like that. I don't know. It's not 1 kilometer, Jesus. We're still like 25 out from the planet or something. By the way, you can skip this if you want. I choose not to skip it. I like cutscenes. Let's escort this asshole. Alright, we need to go back and talk to Gorak. He's in here crying at us. Too bad, buddy. Back to... Hold on, we have a ship. We can do something with our ship here real quick.
Ship parts available. What can I do for you today?
What kind of upgrades? What is this? A standard hull? Is that going to give us more like hit points or something? An auto repair function during combat? Hell to the yes. What do I need for the 3rd tier? A lot of credits. And an XFP C28 ship computer.
Enjoy.
Still, an auto repair function. That's cool. So I won't have to suck so bad. Oh, he's at the elevator. That's right. Oh, I can't fast travel. Why not? I wonder why it doesn't want to let me fast travel. I wonder if there's going to be like some sort of a confrontation in the hallway or something.
Fight for the Empire. You fight for what matters most. Join today.
No, she went in the box. Oh, the door was not shut. Never mind. I think we go up the elevator, if I remember correctly. I don't think I got negative Crimson
You're
Dawn
back.
action.
I assume you took care of my problem.
Yeah, and I got him on my ship. His name's Tizlek Shar.
Tizlek. I should have known. It's just like him, plotting against me for something so pathetic. I'll send someone to collect him. Now, be on your way.
That line of dialogue, that whole sequence right there, that felt like mid-writing to me. Like, that definitely was the first writing I've seen where I'm like, oh shit, I lost a whole bunch of Crimson Dawn reputation for that. Wow. Alright, so you have to be careful about that. But I already got the armor set, so I'm not too stressed about it right now. Oof. That took me from excellent to good. Your actions have consequences, kids. Well, the good thing is I got the armor set, so I'm not that big of a deal. I already got the armor out of this. Wow. Let me go look at something real quick, everybody, because I just saw a number pop up on Twitch that I thought was really cool. So let me go take a peek at this. We're looking at something real quick. You know what? I'm only 7. This is very interesting to me. So normally, like for the bulk of the part of this year, you know, with Twitch, it's been very slow and steady growth, and we've usually hovered in the, like, it was like 750, 800 followers, very slowly growing, maybe 30 to 50 people per month, and then the last month we've grown very well. We've had like almost 500 new members in a month, or 400, something like that. I have to look at the exact numbers. But along with that has come a surge in memberships or subscriptions, and I just saw the number and it was like, we're only 7 behind YouTube at this point, like in terms of memberships versus subscriptions, and that growth has been explosive this month. So for everyone who is choosing to be here, whether it's during the normal morning streams or on random streams at night like I'm doing this night, thanks. Those numbers are really cool to look at, and it's definitely thanks to those of you who support like that. That's a pretty overwhelming. We're going to dive into the analytics here in about a week over on YouTube. We've got an analytics report to get done for our channel members. But we've had a very good month in August, which has been great. Why would I remove myself from being a massive Star Wars fan? Way too many people are caught up on that shit. Lee Beeden over on YouTube. If you like games, play games. Don't let yourself be swayed by other people. If it looks good to you, play it. Shouldn't matter if it's a Star Wars game or not a Star Wars game. Play what you want to play. Play what looks fun to you. Shouldn't matter if it's Star Wars or not. Would I be playing this game if it wasn't Star Wars? Fuck yeah! I play all sorts of games. I'm a variety streamer. And I also love science fiction games, so. Starfield. Gonna play Star Citizen probably when it comes out. Definitely gonna play Squadron 42. Alright, I don't care about my faction at the moment, I think. I wonder if I have enough parts to like upgrade my blaster or something. And we need to find, which I'm assuming is main story related, but if you look at these journal entries I have, like, I wonder if the ion capacitator charge is going to be it. That's just concussive smoke. So here's these, oh, we forgot to do this quest. We forgot to take our key cards. Hang on, that's the wrong one. It's these key cards over here. I've got the 3 key cards to do this. We totally need to do it right now. And I forgot to do the one I had max faction to test out the theory of whether we could have gone in there without sneaking past that last section. It's all good. I gotta remember how I got back in there. I know Kyle talks. An evening stream. It's because Chris was doing construction out back, so... She did just come in a few minutes ago. She took her shower and she's finally in and everything now. Which means at some point I'll have to start thinking about winding down. She hasn't said anything yet, so... Alright. Now, if I remember correctly...
All this standing around is making me hungry.
Some of these guys are
Quiet time, little guy. Get that for me.
I don't remember what that did. I remember the vault was down here.
Ooh.
There's new stuff down here. That wasn't down here before. I just deployed a ladder. Oh yeah. Tell me what's in here. Tell me something good. I had to go to a lot of work to get this key card.
Amazing.
What did I get? 5,000 credits and the Crimson Rain paint job for my speeder. I would say that the credits alone made this freaking worth it. Alright, where did I deploy a ladder at?
Anyone could be out here. Where's my support? I feel exposed out here. Oh, I should see about that shipment.
In and out. Just like that, kids. Now, I think that cleared that entire quest line out of my inventory now. Dude, that took like 4 sessions to completely work on. It could be cleared out yet. Oh, I also have one for the Pike Syndicate Vault. Well, we might as well hit that one too, guys. However, this one's in Pike territory where they don't like me. This will be fun. I'm gonna have to. This will be a little more challenging because I won't be able to waltz right in. All right, we need to go down and around the corner. Ooh, we can check the blaster dude while we go. See if there's any. Because I got 5,000 credits now, so I've got money to do some upgrades. Price is so low, you won't believe your optical receptors.
Welcome. Take a look around. Willing to cut a deal to trusted customers.
Let's buy a bunch of parts.
See ya.
See you later.
Yeah, save for sure. Not a bad tip. Save for sure. Alright. I don't know what it is about this game that is triggering people so much either. We were talking about this. Somebody, I would need to go back and it's someone who's been watching the streams. Let me see if it's going to show me on my phone. I'm not sure who this person is. It's not going to show me. It's showing me their raw username. So I'm not sure what their username is in. I can only see when I'm on my desktop. I'm going to look at a desktop or look at my phone. Their comment basically, there's someone who's been watching the Star Wars Outlaws streams, and they dropped a $10 super thanks on one of my Starfield videos. They're on episode 8 of my second playthrough of Starfield when I was doing the survival mode back in May, and they're binging my backlog of content. And then saw your post about people giving you a hard time for streaming the new Star Wars game and not hating it like they do. Stay positive. you know, still binging our past content. So Starfield is an interesting thing. Was it my first playthrough of Starfield, not the second playthrough. When I played Starfield at launch, I was coming off of Baldur's Gate 3 and I think Cyberpunk 2077. We did a second playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077 along with Phantom Liberty, I think right before Starfield, or maybe it was right after Starfield, somewhere in that timeline. And holy shit, the amount of trolls. I had to turn. This is an interesting thing. So the vitriol I'm seeing about Star Wars Outlaws is in the comments section of my uploads. I haven't really had anybody come into the streams yet and say anything negative. It's been only in the comments section of my uploads. Whereas when I was playing my first playthrough of Starfield, the anti-Bethesda hate, and I'm an idiot for playing a game that everyone hates because I was enjoying Starfield. It got so bad that I had to put Twitch and YouTube on member-only chat. Like, I didn't allow anybody to chat unless you were a paying member because I don't have a moderator. It's just me. And I was getting every single stream, like 5, 6, 7 per hour of people who were just coming in and would just fill the chat with just, like, cursing at me and telling me I'm a dipshit and I'm an idiot. How could you're such a loser for liking Starfield and all this stuff, and it's just completely disrupting the chat. And it was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go lockdown mode, and I haven't had to do that with Star Wars Outlaws, but I have had way more negative comments on Star Wars Outlaws than I did with that first playthrough of Starfield. It's very interesting the way certain people get triggered. Where is the workbench here? Red Dragon says, because they're slow and it takes time to formulate ideas and sentences. Oh, I don't have enough to do anything with here. What do I need? This is story. This is all going to be story related. So I need to progress the main story, guys, before I can really do anything else. Because I'm at a point where all of the side quests I have, not all, but many of the side quests that I have in my journal, other than this one, which we'll do real quick. I did figure out the wind tunnel, but the cave, I need something that will blow up cave walls, and I don't have it yet. There's like 3 of these caves that I can't even get into because I need something to blow up like a cave wall, and I don't have that tool yet. So I think I need to progress the storyline now to get to that point. Yeah, like even this one. Pirates stashed a BT-09F. So that's the thing I need to upgrade my blaster. And I can't get it until I find a tool that's capable of destroying rocks. And that also locks like 3 of the other treasure caves. Also, I haven't looked at that one yet. So I need to find the tool that blows up caves, walls. So we probably need to progress the main storyline. To be able to get to that point. I believe so. Okay, I can't do any... Let's do the ship upgrade. There's also like more ship parts that we haven't got for the ship, like a turret and other stuff that we can't get because we haven't progressed the story enough. Concussion missiles. Ooh. Ooh. A less maneuverable missile type that does great damage in a big explosion radius. That's probably good for ships. And this disables ships. Oh, wow. I don't know. I feel like having ion missiles would. I'm not going to do that yet. I will be prompted if I need to
Come back.
do something for a quest. All right, let's go here and hang a right. All right, main quest time, guys.
Hey, with the nav computer and your repairs, how much am I gonna owe you?
Okay, we're friends. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
I wouldn't call us friends.
You will, because I just found you an EML 850 compatible nav computer. And since I know what I'm doing, it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. There's this old wreck buried in Amberine, and it's loaded with compatible parts.
A wreck.
It's not stripped already?
Look, I mean, we tried. The winds picked up, and not all of us have fancy speeders. Then part of it collapsed and sealed it off.
Can't I just, like, boost one off a Pike Cruiser or something?
Not possible. Trailblazer's a custom job. Off-the-shelf parts won't cut it. You're lucky I even remember this wreck. Even luckier that I have a plan. I just, need a Class 11 power core.
And where exactly am I supposed to get that?
All kinds of places, like, you know, Imperial compounds.
We barely made it out of that space station alive. You trying to get me locked up?
I'm just trying to get your ship fixed. You're welcome. And, don't die, all right?
New quest, the wreck. Imperial comm station in Boulder Forest. Do I have anything close to there? Probably Jonta's Hope is going to be closer. Victorious asks, do I ever struggle with content to focus on? No, I do not. What will occasionally, well, what has happened in the past, I don't foresee it being a future for the moment. The next 6 months are pretty jam-packed, man. Like, we're pretty much jumping from new release to new release to new release for like the next 6 months. The 1 month that I don't know of anything is going to be January. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure what we're going to do is we're going to fill January is going to be, assuming I get good traffic out of it, we'll probably fill January with Path of Exile 2's early access. And if I'm still getting good traffic from No Man's Sky, we will probably start doing some more streams of No Man's Sky on a more regular basis. January is the 1 month I'm not exactly sure about, but the way, as a general rule, one of the reasons I prefer to stick to RPGs with like classes and stuff, Victorious, is because it's really easy to make guides around those types of games. It's less easy to make guides around this type of game because there's only one archetype. So it's not like I'm playing a fighter versus a mage versus the thief versus an archer, right? Like, it's you know. So when I play these types of games, I don't really do a lot of guides. I'll just do the stream, we do the Let's Play episodes, and I'll do opinion pieces, like, or little snippets of gameplay. Like, as an example, I recorded a video earlier today about my my thoughts on the space exploration component of the game, and that's scheduled to go out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. That's an opinion piece. It's not a guide. Whereas when I play games like Fallout or World of Warcraft or Lord of the Rings Online, I can do opinion pieces and I can do game guides. Because there's things like, here's a, you know, or if I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 or Path of Exile or, you know, Diablo 4, Last Epoch, whatever, pick a class, play the class, suddenly you've got class guides. So there's a general routine that I do. I play a game, I make an early thoughts video, I keep playing the game. If it's an RPG type element, I will then make, like, here's my early build guide for levels 1 to 5. Here's my mid-level build guide, levels 5 to 10. Here's my high-level build guide. Here's my talent spec. Here's my whatever, and I'll get 6 or 8. And then I always create beginner's guides, and tutorials, and usually a quick tip series. All of those work very well. You can title them in lots of different ways. But as a general rule, if you just focus on new releases, I don't get massive traffic, so I'm not like, I'm 2.5 years in. More than that, but February will be 3 years full time. I'm doing okay for where I'm at. Obviously, when we get up to where we have 150,000, 200,000 followers on YouTube, we'll probably have 25, 30,000 on Twitch at that point. I don't know. Twitch could blow up and outpass YouTube. You never know. But as a general rule, that rotation has worked very well for me. And there's enough new games coming out that I don't really lack for content. What I will have, though, is content droughts. So there's like a month or two every year where there's like nothing new to play. Or things that I don't want to play. As an example, this year, it was like April, May, or May, June. I think it was May, June. I also was traveling throughout the whole month of June, so I didn't focus on a lot that month because I had 3 weeks where I was out of the office. But I remember right before that, I had come off of Dragon's Dogma 2, and then it was like there really wasn't anything new that I wanted to play. And so I went and did, like, the Fallout show came on, and so then I went and did Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, and that was great for like a month. I got a good month of traffic out of those two games and did some guides and some overviews and everything else. And then after that, there was a drought where I didn't really have anything new to play, and so traffic dipped way down for those months. And so you have to be conscious of that stuff. But I definitely don't struggle with content. It's just finding new things to move the channel in a continual upward pattern. Because if you're going to do this for a living, I do try to play what I want as often as I can. Every once in a while, I have to push myself outside of my comfort zone to try new things. I almost did Elden Ring, and I know I'm not going to like Elden Ring because I hate Dark Souls games, Souls-likes, but it was in there, and when I was in a content drought, and I was going to try it, and I was also trying out many different things, and that was one of the things I was trying was No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky hit, and I liked it, so that actually helped out for the month of August, because early August I didn't know what I was going to do in early August, apart from, like, I knew World of Warcraft was coming on the 22nd, and then I knew this was coming, and then after this we got Space Marine. Like, so I knew the next 6 months are good, but there was early August I wasn't sure about, and then No Man's Sky ended up landing, and so I just decided to run with that. But I had Elden Ring was on the list. I was going to try that to see if it did well for the channel, and if it did well for the channel, I was willing to put myself through the agony of playing a game that I didn't necessarily want to play because it's, generates a paycheck. But yeah, I don't really struggle. I'm a pretty creative individual, and I've been doing this long enough now where I have a pretty good routine of things that I know that work. They are not things that necessarily get me the most traffic, but they do work for long-term SEO value. I could always create a persona if I wanted to and go the Asmongold route or there's lots of different people out there who do the persona thing, and I choose not to do that. Feel the boost, man. Are we going to that satellite installation? Sorry. Oh, we are totally going up to the satellite installation, and I wasn't paying attention to the path directly in front of me. I was watching the horizon. Gosh damn it. Get on your stupid speeder.
Hold on, Nix.
Shit, those stormtroopers. Also more stormtroopers. Alright, ditch. Get in the grass, There's fucking troopers everywhere, man. If you had asked me that question maybe about 3 years ago, I might have had a different answer, Neftorious. Neftorious said, I'm a variety creator like yourself, but I struggle with focusing on one game for an extended period of time. Most people seem to focus on one game in order to grow faster. Oh, wow. So you just touched on a great topic. And then I'm gonna pause for a minute to talk about this really quickly. Gunboat says the updates comes in September for Nightingale. Who gave me more license? Yeah, I know. I'm a bad driver. I can give you a tip, Neftorious. Dun 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 dun. Lee asks, are you on the PS5? Yes. How is performance? Fucking amazing. It's great. There's 3 different options. You've got quality mode at 30 FPS, you've got performance mode at like 60, and then you've got another mode that's like targets 40. So you get like 40 to 60 or whatever. It's great. Pick the one that you want. I'm on performance mode. I love it. It's great. It's seamless, smooth. Neftorious, let me talk about this briefly. Here's what I could tell you from my data, and like everybody should have someone that they listen to who gives advice. There are some great content creators out there who talk about these things. I happen to listen to Co-Carnage a lot because he has a style that I really appreciate. One of the reasons I started doing 30-minute Let's Play episodes on my YouTube channel a few months ago was because of that inspiration. I was like, that's a really good idea. I'm going to start doing that. And it's a lot of output, and I have to spend a lot of hours doing cutting and editing, but it has driven my red line up. It has driven my income. It's driven my revenue up. My advertising revenue has gone up, and it has contributed positively to the net subscriber rate on YouTube because I'm just producing more content. More content is more views. More views is more revenue. More revenue is growth. Here's what I've noticed though. I get about a 2-week. This is me, and this is most other big content creators. If they sit down and talk about this is what you'll hear based on my experience and the people that I listen to. There's about a 2-week window of opportunity that you have for any given game. If you're going to be a variety streamer, you have to be conscious of that. Otherwise, you lose the variety streamer and you start becoming more focused. I'm going to focus more on this game. So, which is nothing wrong with that, but the problem, if you start going too deep into one game, you're going to lose a bunch of interest from people because you're going to start becoming too niche. And the algorithm is going to start to recognize that you're going deep on that topic, and that topic may become more popular for your channel, but then the other things you do won't be. There's a lot of other stuff to this, but the general rule is that what I've noticed and the people that I pay attention to talk about this, you get about a 2-week window of opportunity for any given game you play. There's usually a few days before the launch, and then there's a huge thing up until about 5 to 7 days after launch, and then there's a taper off effect. It's about 2 weeks, 10 to 14 days, give or take in that range. And that's the target window for you creating content around the games that you want to play. You've got about 2 weeks. If you go too long, it's not necessarily good. It can be good, but there's pros and cons to all of this. I personally don't focus on any game anymore that for more than like 3 weeks. 3 weeks is about the max I'll give a game. There are rare exceptions to that. Baldur's Gate 3 was about 6 weeks. I think. I'm trying to remember. Starfield was about a month. Rogue Trader was about a month. But as a general rule, think 2 to 3 weeks. 2 weeks max is what you should be, unless you're getting really, 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 really good traffic, and then you can go for like 3 to 4 weeks. I've yet to see anything that really lasts beyond 4 weeks. Even with Baldur's Gate 3, which has by far been the biggest game that I've had traffic spikes around. We were getting like 150 people in those streams. That lasted about 6 weeks, and then I was back down to like 15, 20 people watching the streams because there was fatigue had set in, and the people were like, "Hey, we're done with Baldur's Gate 3." So I try not to focus on one thing for an extended period of time. The exceptions are things like World of Warcraft because I get a lot of long-term traffic off that, but it's not a main game. I play it twice a week, sometimes only once a week, which is around the raid nights on Saturday nights. And that game, and Lord of the Rings Online, Star Wars: Republic, those games, also EverQuest 2. I've got a lot of videos built up over the years from playing those games reliably over the years, but they've never been main games. They will sneak in and become main games once in a while in between when I have like a content drought or if there's been like a big expansion that I want to go back and check out. But for the most part, they just stay in the background and I just focus on new releases. And this is a cautionary tale. Some people know this. A few years back, I was still heavy into like EverQuest 1 and old school MMORPGs, and I multi-streamed with other content creators. We had a little multi-streaming thing. They really wanted to keep focusing hard and heavy on like old school MMORPGs, and I was looking at my channel growth going, I've got like, I had like maybe 7,000, 5,000, 7,000 followers at the time, and I was like, my growth rate sucks. Like, if I want to make the living out of this, if I want to turn this into an actual viable career path, I can't be sitting here with like 9 people watching the streams and like, playing these 20-year-old games, even though I love them. I need to focus on other things. And so when, different people wanted to go do different things, when I made my exit out of that, I made a conscious decision to primarily focus on new releases. And as a result, the last year plus, really, like the last year in particular, I think last July, last June or July, I had like 7,000 followers on YouTube. Now I have 35,000 in like a little over a year. So that's been a pretty explosive growth for me. Other people have different levels of growth. Some people might get 100,000 in it in like a year. But to go from, like 7,000, I think we started 2024 with 22,000 on YouTube and now we're at 35,000. So it's been, and that's all because I've been focused on new games. So I do like 2 weeks, move on, 2 weeks, move on, 2 weeks, move on. If I haven't finished something in 2 weeks, I'll play it a little bit longer. But as a general rule, I try to wrap things up within 2 weeks. I also have a very strict rule now, which I didn't used to have. If I'm getting less than like 100 views on a video, now I produce a lot of content, and this number is going to be different for everybody. My minimums are not what other people's minimums are. If I have a video that goes out, regardless of what it is, like when I do a stream like this and it's 3 hours long, this gets cut into 30-minute episodes, and I will crank those out. If those videos aren't getting at least 100 views within the first 48 hours of going out on YouTube, then it's probably not hitting right with the audience. And I can tell very quickly if a game is not going to hit because I'll do a 3-hour stream, then I'll cut that into 6 episodes. Those 6 episodes go out, and I will know pretty quickly if those 6 episodes are going to hit well with the algorithm and or the audience. If they do well, then we push on. If they don't do well, I move on. And I got that from Co. Co Carnage talks about this, and I give full credit to him on this. He talks about how he even says it in a TikTok video he was talking. I saw it last night. The same clip popped up. He's like, I feel sorry for my fans on YouTube because I do play a lot of games he says I start a lot of games that I never finish for various reasons because I'm not having fun or we're not having fun together. It's not working, Sometimes I'll get 10 episodes deep, sometimes I get 20 episodes deep, he'll talk about that and then he'll just abandon it and move on to other things. And once I heard him talk about that, I was like, dude, I'm going to start doing the same thing because I was often trying to force games to work on my channel and the audience just, it's like I'm streaming some random indie title and I'm getting like 6 people watching the stream. I'm having a great time. It's an amazing game. But I'm only getting 6 people watching it, which means it's too niche. It's too Like that's if I want to make money and I want to make a living and pay my bills and do this for a living, I do have to focus on the numbers to one degree or another. And I used to be a little more lax about that, but this summer, or this whole year essentially, I said no to, for the most part, I've said no to small games unless, and here's the exception, if it's something I can do in like 6 to 10 hours, Flintlock, and No One Wants to Die. Those two come into mind. Those are very quick games that I was able to play in like 3 days. So I mashed those in between bigger releases that got me lots of traffic, and then I snuck these two little indie projects in there that got me like no traffic. But they were great fun to play for like 2 or 3 days, and then I would go back to the big release. And so you can sometimes balance it like that, but for the most part, I am very conscious now these days about um, yes, Nooftorious, you have to be conscious about search traffic. Um, I use ChatGPT to help do a little bit of analysis too for that kind of stuff. OSRS? What is OSRS, Red Dragon? The number one tip I can give you, Notorious, since if you're focused on content creation above streaming, for a very long time I called myself a content creator. I still do, because my number one revenue source is still content creation, not streaming. Streaming revenue is going up. It is nowhere near. I do need to look at the August analytics, but typically I make about 80%, 80 to 85% of my revenue from ads, not from streams and memberships and donations and subscriptions and bits and cheers and all that stuff. It's mostly from ad revenue. So you have to be conscious of how your YouTube videos are doing in the algorithm. And it is very important that you do your keyword research. And also, you know, there are ways that you can look at what other people are doing, and there is nothing wrong with finding a video that you see that someone did which got 50,000 views within the last 4 months, figuring out how to make a copy of that. But make it your own, make it in your style. But if like let's say it's No Man's Sky and someone has a video that's like base building for beginners, right? And you need to focus on what's their title, what's their thumbnail, what's their description, and then you need to replicate that. Change the title, change the description, and make your own thumbnail, but replicate that video in your style. It will do well in the algorithm. It might take a little bit, but what that'll do is it'll put it out there, and if it's similar enough, when people watch that video, the algorithm will recommend them your video because it's similar enough in topic. So you're looking for big videos that talk about the things that you want to make content around and mirror what they're doing. That's a great strategy to use. It's low-hanging fruit. You don't have to put a lot of time and effort into it, and you will get very good long-term results off of that kind of stuff. Oh, there's a walker on the base. Holy shit, guys. There's an ATST on the base. Oh shit, I need to pay attention to the time, guys. I'm having so much fun. I'm like 3 hours in. What time is it? I need to check with Chris, guys. Hang on. I didn't realize I'm having so much fun talking and streaming. I wasn't paying attention to the time. I do need to check in with my wife for a minute to make sure that she doesn't need anything. She may have gone to bed because she was building that clothes thing for like 4 hours outside with a handsaw and hammers. Give me a minute. She's in TikTok mode on bed, so we're good to go, guys. We're gonna at the very least we're gonna wrap up this mission. Welcome Butter Body over on Twitch. Crazy names, man. All right, let's do this. I think. But yeah, Nuftorius, my I've always primarily focused on content creation because the thing with streaming is it's very dependent upon the audience. You have to have a big enough audience for the revenue to pay anything, and also you can't, you know. By the way, this is me saying huge shout out to all of you who do subscriptions and everything else. Bits, cheers, subs, memberships, super chats, whether you're on, you know, Twitch or YouTube, those are awesome, and it factors into my bills being paid. So thank you so much for that. But the reality is everyone's income does this. And everybody's got different expenses. Hard times happen. Some months people can contribute, other months they can't. Some months, you know, we've all been there. It's you know, some months we're good. We've got Amazon, Netflix, Hulu all rolling. Other months it's like, you know what, I got to cut back on the subscriptions. Money's a little tight. Lost my job. Mom needs help. Sister needs help. Like, so from a content creator's perspective, ad revenue is stable income because it's not dependent on the fluctuation of inflation and jobs and everything else. You have to have a huge audience as a streamer to be able to generate enough revenue to live off of. Like 150, 200 people watching your streams, those kind of numbers. I don't have those kind of numbers. You know, we do 35 to 45, I think right now is about our average. Depends, like in the mornings I'll get about 60 because we have a crossover from our European audience members. So, you know, right now for where I'm at, 60 people on my streams between YouTube and Twitch is a good number. But this is what the revenue looks like from streams based on the numbers you have in the streams and based on people's ability to contribute, you know, through memberships and stuff. Whereas content creation is stable because as long as you're cranking out content and as long as you're doing things that are good for the algorithm, your revenue numbers will go up. And that's a trackable data source. You can actually track that and you can plan around it and you can analyze it. And there's like, I've got data sheets that show like going from like $13 a day in ad revenue up to, you know, we started at like $3 a day in ad revenue and then growing to like $7 a day in ad revenue and then $13 a day in ad revenue and then $22 a day in ad revenue and then getting up to $30 a day in ad revenue and, you know, $37 a day and then $44 and then like you can constantly track. It's always going up as long as you are producing consistently for the algorithm. That's what that graph will look like on YouTube. Whereas streams can do this because it's going to be like, is everybody happy with the game that you're playing right now? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Christmas time, people generally don't have a lot of additional revenue to be throwing away on memberships on YouTube and Twitch and stuff because they're supporting their family and the holiday season. And also Black Friday season, people are looking for good deals to buy televisions and laptops, not to spend on YouTubers and Twitch subscriptions. So you'll see this with the stream stuff. So definitely focus on content creation. That's a good base to have. And it's funny, we talked about this before. A lot of people are like, you did it backwards, Ren, because most people do streaming first and then they go content creation. And I did content creation first and then streaming was always supplementary because for me, I wanted that solid base of revenue in place. I don't trust that thing. How far away can it see? Yeah, that's a struggle bus that you'll have to get over, Nuftorius.
Stay quiet, Nix.
And as you get better as a content creator, you'll figure it out. You'll learn how to start doing more. Like I said, I have a routine. So here's what I would recommend you. You're saying you're struggling with World of Warcraft and how to make content around it right now. That's an easy one. World of Warcraft is easy. Whatever class you're playing, go look at other people's guides for the class that you're playing and make those guides, but make them your own. Make your own version of those. Are you playing a druid? What are other people's druid guides? Thanks for the sub over on Twitch, subscription over on Twitch, Red Dragon. So you can always start off with like low-level druid guide, mid-level druid guide, high-level druid guide. You can make 3 guides. Here's my talent spec. Show off your talent spec. But think about the title. Like, you know, I don't know what you're playing, but like, like I like to do the new player guides because they're easy and new players are always looking for things. So you can always do something like newbie's guide to the druid class. So I always play a lot of games from the newbie perspective, and I always tell people, hey, welcome to my beginner's guide to this game, to this thing. I'm a beginner. I'm telling you my perspective. I literally just narrate my journey, and those become guides on the internet. How do we take care of this stupid probe droid? Can I hit it with a... I don't know how to take care of a probe droid other than my plasma. Yeah, for sure, Untouchable Wolf. Content creation is the way to go. Can I not grip onto that wall? Huh. That pissed off somebody. Let's see if they come. Okay, yeah, we don't want to do that. Let's reload. Because I have a series of guides that I make for every game I play. And I don't know if you might have missed that earlier because of ads on Twitch or something, but like anytime I play a game, within the first 5 hours, I make an early thoughts video. Guaranteed piece of content. People are going to listen to that no matter what game it is because it's like, oh, this person has some thoughts around this game. So if you've been playing World of Warcraft or you're just getting into it, make an early thoughts video. You know, whatever your brand title is, mine is Renfail, so it's like Renfail's early thoughts on this game, and my thumbnail will say like, my early thoughts. That's an easy video to make. It takes 15-20 minutes and it's just you rambling into the microphone. Oh Jesus, how am I gonna make that gap? I'm missing something here. They won't let me climb that wall. I'm an idiot, guys. I'm gonna load one more time. I didn't see the stupid grapple hook point above. Alright. We're good now. Also very important is you gotta have your socials. You need a TikTok account, you need an X account, you need a Facebook account, you need an Instagram account. And you're gonna have to make shorts around your content. And you use the shorts to promote your content. And it's time. Time is money. But you gotta make clips of your content and get that out on social media to promote your YouTube videos. Question is, I don't know where that stupid... Yeah, the stealth missions could be pretty rough, Jilly. It's definitely a challenge part of this game. I don't think I can figure this out in one go. We know that it's not one of those, so let's... Okay, it can't be either of those three. I probably could have figured out one without spending that. Hold that thought. This last one can't be any of it, so it can't be the square, it can't be this, and it's got to be that. Okay, so this can't be that. That goes over there. It could be any one of these. Alright, so then this just becomes...
All
boom.
right.
Right, Red Dragon. So many people think you can just jump on YouTube and make money. As a general rule, every channel that I've seen, unless you're like running an OnlyFans account and like doing something provocative with your YouTube channel, it takes 2 to 3 years to get it to the point where you can get it like reliably generating like a revenue stream. I don't believe in any of the people who are like, you know, here's how to make $5,000 a month on YouTube within 6 months. That kind of shit is just not, as a general rule, you're either doing something extremely sketchy or they're talking about really niche markets which are hard to find, and they're not going to be things that you want to do.
It'd probably be near an engineering area, but somewhere a little more secure. Maybe look for an office, a smaller room.
So, yeah. It's just if you can put in the time to grind it out, you can make it. Butter says, love your content. It's nice how you mentioned the struggles of content creation last stream while also giving your own thoughts. Do you think you're ever going to use the photo mode sometimes? Not yet. Because I pull photos out of my streams to use for my thumbnails. So I don't really worry about the photo mode so much because I'm not worried about putting up beautiful screenshots on social media. Occasionally, if I see something really cool, I will take a photo of it with photo mode because I'll use that as a YouTube thumbnail. But for the most part, I just pull my images from the streams because I need my face on them for branding. So. Well, there are definitely unicorns who can make that happen on YouTube, Red Dragon, but the unicorn is not the example you should be looking at. It's look for the people who are actually doing it for a living. Figure out, what do they have. I don't give advice out too often. I don't mind doing it occasionally on the streams, but I usually keep this stuff locked behind the YouTube paywall for membership stuff because we do have a series where I talk about like the revenue for the channels, and we have analytics reports that we do every few months because that kind of stuff is like I work my ass off, and so it's like why sell the cow when you can sell the milk kind of thing. And my job is not me teaching people how to do stuff. Like I haven't done consultations in years, and I have no desire to do consultations anymore.
Nix? It's
like literally my job before this, before I got into like game dev and content creation, everything else, was travel blogging, content creation, marketing consultations, public speaking. Did a lot of marketing consultations and brand building. We used to run workshops. But yeah, it's just time and effort. Community can be important. That's one of the reasons I keep MMOs as like a back part of what I do. They're not the main part of what I do, but like one of the reasons I make sure to keep Lord of the Rings Online and Star Wars Republic and then our World of Warcraft gaming community together is because for 10 years now, even before I was doing this for content creation, just for generating pre-order sales for like the various game projects I've worked on, having a community that I go play games with, those people by the default end up becoming valuable community members who contribute to the views and success of all these different things. And some of those people turn into customers who love what you do, and so they buy your products. community stuff is important from a business perspective if you want it to be. But you can also completely ignore it and go for the hang on, it wants me to do something over here. Do I want to go? I don't want to go up. I want to go down.
Copy that. Not my sector, not my
Someone
problem.
nearby?
Not my sector, not my problem.
My squad ran into some pikes looking for a fight. We sure gave them one.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, it's 3. That's why I was fucking it up. There it is. That's the second or third time that's happened to me. You get a little ahead of yourself. Is that a data pad? Gorak Palace.
My optics are
Standard class
acting up
11
again.
power core.
You got that right.
See something?
I don't know where this is gonna go. No, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ha 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 ha!
Why do I have to spend my whole day dealing with criminals?
Shit, it's just stormtroopers. I'm so paranoid right now. Is this thing not gonna
All
move?
clear in this sector. Over.
Got something, bud?
I thought I was gonna be able to move
One time I
this.
was out on patrol and this huge beast knocked me right
What's
off
up,
my
honey?
scooter. If it weren't for the armor, I'd be dead.
You waking up? You wanna go in the chair? Hang on, let me get my stuff off the chair.
Copy that.
Yeah? You comfy? Alright. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
You better have the spot cable ready when I get
And
back.
honestly, I'm terrified to go any direction.
I heard the Navy's taking in new recruits.
Man, it's right in that room. What I need is for those 3 guys to wander away. Thank you.
Roger that. We'll report in if I see anything.
These criminals need to learn their place.
You're right.
Fuck, those guys are just gonna keep wandering back and forth, aren't they?
Nothing to report. Stand by.
Do we have any officials coming in? What was that?
Oh no, somebody saw something.
They see us next.
Alright, they saw me. I'm screwed. I wonder what the checkpoint is. Here, let me go out and get a shot. I don't mind being wanted for the moment.
Neutralize the target immediately.
God, is there no other way in or out of here? I'm screwed. Ah.
Not bad, eh, Nex?
All
It's,
units,
where the
please
heck is
respond.
this?
Dangerous fugitive in your sector. Keep looking. She's got to be taken out.
God, they're totally on high alert right now.
Target has been lost. Return to
What?
your stations.
They abandoned their search. All right. All right. All right. All right. Cool. Oh no!
Come on!
Come on, peek your head around the corner. In the back.
Understood, TK-4965.
Pinned down!
Permission to use force. Neutralize the target.
We're going quiet, man.
Switch? No!
Good work, buddy.
All right, I hit the wrong button. Cool. Oh, it put me all the way out here, and it ditched my credits. It didn't give me a checkpoint that whole way. Well, I'll tell you what. That's a great point to load my previous save and call it a night, guys. Because I'm 3.5 hours in, which means I did 4.5 hours earlier today. 3.5 hours now. So I just did like 8 hours of streaming today, and my voice is shot. And tomorrow's Friday, so we're definitely coming back and playing more tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's going to be a normal start time, though, guys. 11 a.m. Start time. But I do have videos programmed out. I've got a video going live at 9, 10, 11 tonight. And then tomorrow morning, starting at 5 a.m., we've got videos already programmed out. So if you're watching on Twitch right now, don't forget all the day-to-day stuff happens over on YouTube. So I've got No Man's Sky. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., bright and early. We got a video on Dragon Age Veilguard. They did a new companions page on their website. So we talk about all the different companions for Dragon Age Veilguard, who I'm going to be romancing, who I'm taking through my first playthrough, and who I'm going to be taking through my second playthrough. And then tomorrow afternoon, I've already got programmed in my episode on the space exploration of this game, which I absolutely love. And then in between there is a whole bunch of other stuff of like clips and Let's Play stuff and No Man's Sky and Star Wars Outlaws. And tomorrow morning also, I gotta watch it first, but my agenda first thing in the morning, my alarm goes off at 4. I'm literally getting up, making coffee, and watching episode 2 of Rings of Power to get the review out by 8 a.m. Central. So I should have the review for episode 2 of Rings of Power season 2 out tomorrow morning first thing. And then the rest of the day begins, and we'll do it all over again. Thanks for hanging out for the extra stream tonight, everybody. Thanks for the subscriptions, the memberships. Everybody did some donations tonight. Appreciate that. Some donated memberships on YouTube this evening. If you are a new member on YouTube, don't forget to check out the member videos. There is a section. There's a whole big backlog if you want to dive into it. Oh, my voice is just... I'll go drink some honey tea and I'll be fine. I've got the voice of a 75-year-old smoker. All right, see you guys tomorrow. May the force be with you.